Alright everybody, welcome back to We Play Games. I'm Walker, and here we are in Age of Wonders 4 with a skirmish mod yet again today. So I do apologize for us not having like a complete the thumbnail and description for today. We actually weren't sure who was going to be playing until like maybe 15-20 minutes ago. But it looks like what we're probably going to do is what we did, I think it was like 2 weeks ago or something like that. We're going to have WinSlaya and Ninjew fight initially. We'll provide a little bit of color commentary for that, and then if there's somebody in chat who wants to play a game of skirmish afterwards, I think we probably will have enough time for that. It's a beautiful day today here in North Carolina where I'm centered, so like probably not going to play until 6 p.m. today, but Eileen is doing Pokemon Go stuff all day, so in the event that we have a long fight between Ninjew and WinSlaya, and then follow it up with a game against chat, I think we'll still have time to take advantage of everything here. But we are playing with the standard rule set. Oh shoot. We're playing with the standard rule set that I have and did not actually successfully add anywhere, despite having it in Google Docs. So actually, you know what, let's find our Google Docs for that real fast. Google? Walker, where did you put your rules for this, Walker? You can pin those things somewhere. File, share, wait, publish to web, link, there we go. But yeah, this is the skirmish mod by Badok. So this is going to be a game where we're only going to see Ninjew versus WinSlaya, but they're gonna take their troops from these coins up here. So we've talked about this and showed this off in a couple of different things, but this is a really great way for you to just test a build, see how it works in an actual PvP scenario, and we're going to be updating our things just to see what these builds actually look like. So we can see here on the east side we've got Ninjew, who's rocking looks like 6 Chaos and 6 Astral already. So this is a Mystic front line, interesting. So Mystic has historically had some issues, both in terms of Empire mode as well as in Skirmish, with having some problems with their front line. But it looks like Ninjew is going to try to beef that up with Phantasm Warriors. So as long as WinSlaya doesn't have lightning weapons, then he's looking like he's in a pretty good spot. Yeah, it looks like indeed WinSlaya does not have lightning weapons, but instead WinSlaya is packing Keeper's Mark, Mighty Meek, Rapid Evolution, Poison Arrows. These Slither hatchlings look like they're probably going to be disgusting. And of course WinSlaya is back to his normal primal nonsense. He's going to be trying to out-summon Ninjew here and flood the board that way. Last time we saw WinSlaya and Ninjew clash, WinSlaya did bring Primals and Ninjew brought Reavers, and WinSlaya was able to successfully break down all of Ninjew's ranged pieces. He had like 4 mage locks, but that was on a different rule set, and I think this is going to be a really interesting battle here. It looks like... Yeah, just don't absorb the item forge spot, because that one will turn it off for your opponents.
Okay. Yes, I can keep that there.
So I get all of the T1s, and then I get to pick a T2, right?
Yeah. So in this case, what we're gonna see is they've went ahead and they've built out an army, and then we're gonna see these like sort of like more combat-oriented style of Age of Wonders 4, just seeing great ways to practice different things when it comes to manual combats. And of course, because we're doing it with like depressed power levels on the heroes, it's going to allow the units to shine really well. But this is a really interesting build out of WinSlaya, because he does have Poisonous, and it looks like he's got a reasonable number of transformations, but because he has all of these units here without his race, he's not actually getting the bonus on that. But on his units themselves, he has Draconic Vitality and Anointed People and Corpse Eating, so, and Poisonous, and his Hideous Stench too. So yeah, he's got a lot of things that are going to help try to maximize that blight damage output on WinSlaya's side. Does he have the pieces necessary to successfully pressure Ninjew, though? Ninjew right now looks like has absolutely no movement. That is a big problem. An army that's like all 32 movement on the actual combat screen is going to have some serious problems with units struggling to actually like get the right number of attacks off. Whenever you have like multi attacks, it's gonna scale off based off of your movement. And so having 40 movement is just a lot better whenever it comes to dealing a little more damage with multi attacks, and for that matter charges. And WinSlaya does have some fast stuff here because of the slithers. Did you downgrade a tier 2?
Shoot, I forgot that rule as I was picking.
Yeah, you don't have 4.
Mistake. I guess we could, because I forgot that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. We need to talk to Badok and ask him what the actual like best way to do that is.
Yeah, but I know what I picked there, so hopefully it's not too long to get back to that stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was thinking so much about it, and I don't need to just take an equal amount. Alright, configurations. Walker's fight.
I'm just asking Badok really quickly if there's a way to refund coins, because I think that if we can get to the point where we have like a coin refunding thing going on, it'll make setting things up even faster. But because we do now have a preset in the mod itself, actually, if you and your friends want to play around on it and tell me, you know, like what you brought and how the experience was, and if there are anything that we can do to improve it, like if you think that playing around with 18 units instead of 15 is the right way to go because you tested it, then I'm more than happy to make that movement. I want to see the evidence first. I want to see we played this out and this is how it feels. Because like largely with the morale change here, this is a big thing. Badok has removed the -15 morale problem because it is pretty powerful when it comes to combat, and not necessarily competitive. There are a lot of competitive mods for multiplayer Age of Wonders 4 that actually remove the morale penalty, including Evolved and I think CBM as well. So like they've got Triumph has some work necessary to justify it in its current form. I didn't think it was really that big of a problem until I saw it like back to back in a couple of different battles, and it definitely feels like it causes people to lose when they aren't actually losing more often than it actually helps speed battles along, and that means it's a problem, and that's the way that Cody and Badok have approached it. But here, it looks like they've got their armies back up. 3. Yep, he's gonna have 3 Slither Hatchlings and 3 Entwined Thralls is how WinSlaya is gonna rock it over there. Well, he's definitely got a front line. So WinSlaya's front line is gonna be built around the idea of these things being slippery. It looks like he hasn't cast all his enchantments yet. But he's going to have, you know, all those like Keeper's Mark and the Rapid Evolution enchantment and whatnot. And then the front line is not going to have like shields, but it's not really going to need them because a lot of these units are going to inherently be evolutionary units. Because they're evolutionary units, then the Tome of Evolution will actually keep them alive and keep them like doing something. Hopefully it's damage. Keeper's Mark without the ability to do like big burst healing isn't quite as good. But you know what? Animists, if these things survive, they will be able to do big burst healing. It's just slower than some of the other tools. Like, Overseers really are great at healing. Let's see what WinSlaya has in terms of his... Oh, we can't actually see his... We can't see his signature skills just yet. Just yet. Not yet. It doesn't seem like he's there. But it does indeed seem to be a build oriented around that core of Tier 1 evolutionary units. And without the ability to do lightning damage, I don't know. I think that Ninjew might actually get his revenge here, because the ability here on his Arcanist to do fire damage into an army that's going to have some fire weakness on those Entwined Thralls, and then there's nothing here that's going to be weak to blight damage out of Ninjew. And because he's just doing so much physical damage with this Searing Blades, Blood Fury combo, and then I don't know. We'll see. We will see. WinSlaya is going to have a huge advantage whenever it comes to his action economy, but some of his actions that he's getting are going to be relatively low quality.
Okay.
Like a way to keep these slithers alive at 1 HP when they're doing not a lot of damage is not as impressive as adding extra summon units to the board.
Well, like you can see basically what I have, right? I can see what you have at this point.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna take a look. I see this. I see that. Well, that's gonna be a lot of damage.
Yeah, this is a really interesting setup here. I looked at Ninjews and I was like, oh my god, if WinSlaya has lightning blades, it's all over. And then look over here and it's like, oh, nope. No lightning blades.
This is gonna be really interesting, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you immune to?
To be fair, even with lightning
you're
blades,
immune to everything I do, I think you're gonna win this thing.
this is really interesting.
I'm immune to what now?
Well, Phantasm Warriors are immune to disease and poisoned, which is kind of like
3 of my
gimmick.
T1 units are gonna win the game for me.
Yeah.
No way.
Let's see, what else you have? Well, yeah, you're right. My other stuff will come into play later. No, this is gonna be a problem. Oh, I know what you're building. You're building dragons.
He could do a second Scald though, WinSlaya. Because if he's not taking a tier 4 because he took Tome of Dragons, then that's definitely legal.
Yeah, I've gotta do something like that too, where I've gotta downgrade my coin exchange tier points. Yes.
And Ninjew, I assume you still have a tier 3 coin and a tier 4 coin in hand?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
But
you can do that way, but like,
have a,
well, your tier 4 coin,
have a tier 4, so
you
I
can still
set
use
up
that.
tier
You can use that. You just use it by downgrading. So just go
Yeah.
open your world map spells, click exchange tier coins,
No,
and then
I've
it'll turn the
done
4
that.
into a 3.
That's why I asked you that question earlier.
Yeah. So you can have 3. You can have 3 tier 3s. Yeah.
But I'm holding off right now because first off,
Yeah.
I'm leveling up my hero. Second off, I wanted to see what WinSlaya was bringing before I made that decision.
Yeah. Fair.
Nothing. I have nothing.
I mean, you don't have nothing. You have enormous action economy.
We'll see.
I mean, we'll see the quality of the actions that you have. I'm a little concerned about, 1 HP entwined thrall that can't attack being able to produce value. But you will have, like, twice as many actions as Ninjew.
That's the plan. I wanted to see how this would go.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting. It's sort of like what I was trying to do with that other build, but then I forgot to cast Keeper's Mark.
Yeah, yeah.
And then also we discovered that mercenaries just can't be built.
That's definitely a concern.
Yeah, I think he's fixed up the mercenaries can't be built part, right?
I believe so. Well, he said he's done that before, so it's like,
Yeah.
how many times does it need to get fixed? We'll see.
So for those of you watching at home in chat, the mercenary unit in Age of Wonders 4 in the skirmish mod, because of the way the income works, it just wasn't giving you any morale on them. They were at like minus 50, and that is a problem that Baddock has had to fix before. But it looks like this is going to be a Mystic versus Primal. Who is this? Which Primal is this? Mire Crocodile. Alright, so it's going to be Mystic versus Mire Crocodile. So I'm going to see if we can actually put together that in Inkscape really fast, because I think we have the time. It seems like they are still pulling things together for us. So let's see. Tier list images, cultures. We're going to drop in Mystic. You go there. Oh, no, you have to get... Oh, God. Why would they have the weird format on the official website and then the good format
Oh, I only get
on
one
the
chest
unofficials?
item? I
Yeah.
don't
You
get
get
to equip
one-
both heroes.
Sorry.
Wait, what?
It's just the items. You only get so many for each tier. The lower
Yeah.
tiers.
You get all the tier 1s and then one of the tier 2s. Shoot. Age of Wonders 4 wiki. There it is.
Yeah.
Let's make sure that this one actually has the right stuff before I complain about it. Because that, you know, I'm pretty sure that I got the things for the tier list images from the wiki and then started moving over to the database, but I don't want to claim that without backing it up, because my memory is pretty spotty. Let's find out. Is this an SVG? Boom and Culture Mystic, go. Oh, well, at least wherever they are now is correct, so that's good. And go back. And Mire Crocodile. Mire Crocodile, come on down. You're gonna have such a great time here. Hey, all right, so Zil, what this is the Skirmish mod. So the Skirmish mod is a mod for Age of Wonders 4, which basically just reduces the game down to just combat. And so what we're seeing here is Ninjew and WinSlaya are about to have a fight. And what we've done is we've actually included in the mod the kind of map settings that we're going to be playing on whenever we're testing this sort of thing. And I think I'm about to update that thumbnail for us with something new, which hopefully can give us a little more idea of what we're doing here. But basically, whenever it comes to the game, it's set up in such a way where you don't have a real economy in terms of Age of Wonders 4. You just have these tier coins, and the tier coins will allow you to recruit heroes and units of specific ranks, and then you'll unlock a bunch of tomes just through a menu, and then you can fight. So if you and your friends have, like, you know, an hour and a half to play Age of Wonders 4 instead of like 6 hours, and you want to get a game done, but you don't have time for like the entire economy of like a 1v1, then I really do strongly recommend playing through the Skirmish mod. If you've never installed a mod before, I do like walk through all of that in one of the other videos that I did. I don't remember. Shoot, which one was it? Which one was it? Oh yeah, I did push dock because I alt tabbed over to the different thing. All right, let's change this. Mire versus Mystic.
Where are we fighting specifically?
Probably a neutral terrain.
No, I think because you've got WinSlaya has a terrain bonus. I think you guys should test it, right? Like, see, is it broken if Mire Crocodiles get to fight in the swamps?
Well, the only swamp I see is in my territory.
We have to ensure WinSlaya wins because it's his channel.
Well, I think we did test. We did say, hey, is this something reasonable? And I think the right thing to do is test it before we say it is ban-worthy. And by fighting in neutral terrain, you're effectively banning the terrain bonus. It doesn't have to be in your territory though, WinSlaya. Like directly north of you, all of that stuff is swamp.
Oh yeah, no, we
Does
can.
your territory give you bonuses?
If you set it up, but I don't think I've set it up.
I don't think you set it up either, so it probably doesn't matter if you fight inside your own terrain. But like, I think if you don't want to fight on swamp, then you don't have to. But I think that we should test letting terrain people fight in their favored terrain if there's only one player with the favored terrain, right? Like if it was Mire Crocodile versus Ash Sabertooth or whatever on the other side, then they would fight a neutral terrain. But I think if both players are doing terrain stuff, then, or if only one player is doing a terrain stuff, then let them try it out and see if it's busted.
Sure.
I'm cool with that. If that's it.
If you want to just fight a neutral terrain, also, then if you want to fight in the city ruins because you like it, then like do you fam. If you want to fight on the item forge, you could fight on the item forge. I just think testing the terrain isn't a bad idea.
Just at a quick glance, I definitely have way more attack or army strength than WinSlaya does. So yeah, we can fight in the swamp.
Yay! Fight me. 1,000 to 1,000.
I think that'll be really interesting, honestly.
Wow.
So fighting in a swamp,
Why
if
would we
we
get
if we can get them to fight in a swamp, it is absolutely going to be fascinating because it's going to have a lot of back and forth for both players. Whenever you're fighting in a swamp, you're going to encounter a lot of water. Water is going to give you lots of movement penalties unless you have, you know, like ethereal and floating movement, in which case that your ability to move through the water is not nearly as big a problem. However, once you get into the water, then you start getting the wet effect on your characters, and the wet effect makes it so everyone has +3 fire resistance and -3 shock resistance and -3 frost resistance as well. So,
but I know also I have a consecrated domain which is supposed to benefit me when I fight in my domain. I'm not going to get to use. I do have one spell that I'm going to cast on you before we fight, but I want you to move over so I don't like take away your movement because it's that one.
Oh, okay. I mean,
we might have to do a fight on turn 2 or turn 3.
Yeah, you have to look at
That's
turn
fine.
one, I can't move over.
Yeah, got it.
I'm just gonna force end my turn, and then, yeah, it looks like that's
hold on.
probably necessary.
You'll be able to start. Let me cast my spell on one of the ones that is not
Oh.
engaging, right?
I want my turn. Yeah,
Alright.
I don't want these
Alright.
guys to be in the middle stack.
No, that's fair. It's totally fair. Now that I think about it, yes.
You do want to be in the middle stack.
Yeah, there we go.
Dragon.
Okay, so this is the Age of Wonders 4 skirmish mod, but this is going to be the skirmish for Saturday, and then Zil on Sunday we're going to be resuming just like normal multiplayer game. I think what we're probably going to be doing is finishing up the game where we had Perfectionist Artisans Dark Knights, which is at least
Let me just double check.
something strange.
Thanks for not choosing dragon.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
He gets Draconic Fury. I don't know. It's probably the wrong call. You're right.
Yeah, he's got a dragon over here. Oh my god.
Units, including
Yeah.
4 battle mages.
Oh,
that
God.
just damaged.
Oh god.
I mean, the one air quotes downside is that they heal so fast with the draconic transformation they won't hold on to their rage for insanely long, but
Heal? This is in battle, buddy.
Yeah.
regeneration?
I still have a. Yeah, this weapon I need to trade out so that you do something. Are you fiends or undead? I
Oh.
don't think so.
I didn't know that would give me natural regeneration. This rules.
Yeah.
Hell
Oh yeah. I thought you did. Natural regeneration is awesome. Like, I think this is going to be a really interesting fight on both sides. I think that, really, honestly, either you can win, but you both have really interesting tools, which is, I think, the most cool thing about this fight.
I just wanted to throw firebombs a lot. That was my plan.
Well, you'll get to do that too.
Alright.
And he will get to do that too. He has fire bombs on all of these Arcanists. He's got a bazillion ways to do fire damage here on Ninjew's side, but because we're going to let WinSlaya...
Again. It's not this time.
Oh, did you guys auto it and see what happened?
Hold on.
I'm gonna press start stream here.
So it looks like it is going to be a fight on WinSlaya's territory. At that point, it becomes a lot more complicated simply because this power of
This time?
Firebomb and Flame Strike. This is very, very powerful, but it is going into water. And so now we get to see, can WinSlaya pull that fight back and see if he can beat Ninjew when the auto resolve couldn't.
Make it 3 times. Come on, WinSlaya.
Yeah, you can do it, WinSlaya. Just go like 14-0 on skirmishes on stream. Oh. The audio is too low with my Discord. I bet you anything that I forgot to refresh the stupid server thing. Where is this?
Activated on you.
Enable streamer mode.
They're wet.
Disable streamer mode.
Oh, you guys are skating.
Oh my
in
God,
water.
did that help
That's
it?
Awesome.
That like
Wait,
9 times
what?
out of 10
What?
makes a big
Excuse
difference.
Oh, yeah, that's real cool. It did, in fact, spawn a bunch of my units in the water.
That is
wish I
the
had more
way.
lightning. I really wish I had more lightning.
So this is a swamp fight. So there's just everything is gonna have wet. I think that's gonna make this a really interesting fight.
Alright, I think
Everything is gonna have wet here.
God damn it.
Yeah, I know,
Are you
right?
kidding me?
I don't think
did
it's
this on
I don't think it's
purpose.
something that you can't get through though, because like the countering effects means you can still do a lot of burning. I just think that like burning remains in like a very weird spot in the meta. Like there's just
Oh god,
too many
no,
things counter
wait.
it.
no. Where's my main? Did I not get my? Fuck, I did something dumb, guys.
What'd you do, WinSlaya?
No signature skill on 1.
Oh, okay. Well, that might be why your army strength was so low, huh?
It's part of it. No, I knew I missed something. I
So,
always miss something. It's really annoying.
We can just repair the turn.
Do you want it to? Yeah.
I mean,
What?
Yeah.
We have played through. You're a coward, WinSlaya. You
Oh,
can win
Ninjew
without
also
it.
did. Ninja, do you want to?
yeah, I don't want you to complain later about how you didn't have your signature skills, so you totally
Well,
could have beaten me.
Well, let me look at this a second time. Just make sure. Okay, yeah, no, I have all of my restore, my corpse eating, my sanctify, my overchannel, but there's no other skill. And it's always skills, so I'm just gonna hit revert. I'm sorry. That's silly.
WinSlaya is such a chicken. He's gonna make him rebuild that turn, but fortunately, Fortunately,
sure.
like, because we-
I can actually pick on that.
yeah, this
guy.
is fine though, because like we only reverted to immediately before the fight.
Yeah, I didn't pick that, but I picked everything else, of course.
Yeah, so here, not a problem. WinSlaya went ahead and just reverted back, and now he's going to pick up that signature skill and see what happens here. I don't think it's going to make a huge difference. I think that WinSlaya's army has a lot of the tools it needs to in order to win, especially on a swamp stack, because he's going to have access to these primal crocodiles. So primal crocodiles, for those of you who have not played Age of Wonders 4, any of the primal spirits are very strong. Yo, what's up, Maya? Yeah, we're like basically just getting started here. WinSlaya and Ninjew are getting set up for a fight. It's going to be an interesting one too, simply because Ninjew is bringing the Tome of Dragons as his tier 3 weapon here, his tier 3 tome. So that means he does not get a tier 4, just as we had in our fight, but he does get access to this really powerful major race transformation for this situation. I think the Draconic is probably like the worst in Empire mode, but not by a huge amount.
Guys, don't do
Wait,
this to me.
adding a signature skill made your military strength lower?
Yeah, compare those. Take a look.
Why? Why?
Triumph.
Why?
Their calculations are like entirely black box, right? Just 100% unfiltered nonsense.
And you know what?
But you can see there, Ninjew in the auto resolve is winning the fight against WinSlaya. But the auto resolve is probably not. We'll see. The auto resolve is probably not dealing with the problems of this fight, because this fight on Ninjew's side, he has lots of great tools through the natural regeneration and through the firebomb. But he's also going to be fighting against an enemy with a giant advantage in terms of starting morale, thanks to fighting on his own terrain, WinSlaya's own terrain, and wet on everything. Wet on everything because of all of the water that's available in the swamp is going to make it so that all of the burning that Ninjew's army is naturally going to have access to through the fact that he's playing with the Tome of Pyromancy means that this stuff is not going to be doing nearly as much damage. Ninjew's going to need to grind this out, but fortunately for Ninjew, he does have like a little thing in his back pocket. He has 3 Phantasm Warriors, and unlike WinSlaya over here, who has like absolutely nothing that's capable of dealing any either lightning or frost damage, and that's like one of the things that I'm not a big fan about Mire Crocodiles, simply because they don't like take advantage of their natural terrain as well as some of the other ones. But this means that Ninjew has something that can actually do bonus damage against wet stuff. Because the wet condition, as we can see here on this, wet is going to be -4 lightning resistance, -4 frost resistance, +2 fire. So he's got a lot of potential damage here, and WinSlaya, because he did not bring any sort of lightning damage on his own stuff, he doesn't have the natural tools that counter Phantasm Warriors. I think this is gonna be fine. Like there's a lot of choke points and stuff, but like the wet is not as devastating for fire as you'd think, and Ninjew has 3 Phantasm Warriors. Like he's got ways to. You got 3 of them, man. Like that's you have way more things that interact positively with wet than WinSlaya does.
3 of them.
He's got nothing.
3 T1 units. Well, he has, when his units are set on fire, he can go stand in the water.
Yeah, he has
That's better than any value I'm gonna get out of my Phantasm Warriors hitting him twice over the course of the combat.
Probably. We will see. The fact that you're burning is not going to be doing a lot of extra damage is like not a. I don't think that's as big a deal as you think. Like I think the fire resistance is going to be a problem, but burning just really doesn't do any damage in the current patch. I like the nerf. I think was.
I want the extra damage from the fucking searing blades.
Yeah, the extra damage from the searing blades. Minus 2 fire or plus 2 fire resistance on all of WinSlaya's stuff is going to be pretty annoying. But I think Ninjew should not discount the power here. I think the Primal is one of WinSlaya's favorites. I don't know if it has like replaced in his heart Industrious, because I think WinSlaya is mostly still bringing Industrious to multiplayer things. Although like we've been unable to get like an actual game off of the ground for so long that I can't really say that. We've mostly just been trying to do skirmishes simply because it's like all we can do with our current group that we're trying to coordinate. We tried to bring in a lot of content creators, and adding Garasian was definitely fun. And Lionheart is going to be moving across the United States, and then hopefully back next week is my hope. But it is difficult to coordinate a lot of schedules across the globe. Imagine that, you know, it's difficult to do those sorts of things. Who would have guessed?
All right.
But WinSlaya has taken the initiative and is just making everybody wet here. The wet stacks are not.
It will not regenerate my HP above what I started combat with.
Ooh, nice. Well, I guess we're learning things about our units right now. not usually how you want to do it in this game, but hey.
Yeah. I think if Ninjew can be very careful with the use of an application of those Phantasm Warriors, I would be really surprised if we had an opportunity to watch that auto-resolve, that those guys did not overperform. One of the things that I'm like still kind of, I wish that we had a way to do in Age of Wonders 4 that they do have in Total War, where they like tell you the value that those things produced. But that's like kind of impossible in Age of Wonders 4, simply because like you can't tell people the gold value of something that you're killing. The values are calculated in so many different ways. You could probably tell like how much damage did this unit do, or how much damage did this unit heal, or something like that. But that's kind of not a complete list of things. Yeah, I mean, you can figure out a faction before you join multiplayer, Maya. But I would say, honestly, you can probably play anything as long as you play it well enough. I would probably avoid Feudal and Reavers, just because like you do have absolutely miserable auto resolves, and I would probably avoid Dark and Mystic because your economies are still kind of problematic. But anybody else I think can work pretty well. Uh-oh.
He has an inversion.
He has a Wand of Inversion? Oh baby. He's a Wand of Inversion. Sick.
Oh, wait, that's more ones than I thought we were supposed to take.
Oh, that is more ones than we're supposed to take.
Wait, we're not supposed to. That's why I picked Miscellaneous!
Yeah, if you take the Miscellaneous, you can take either a ring or a wand per hero.
They're so bad. What?
These heroes have so much gear in them compared to mine. Look at my heroes compared to your heroes.
Oh my god, so much.
It's okay.
Okay.
We'll
But
just
whatever.
have your heroes not use all of their ones, and I think that will
Yeah,
for the most
just
part account
choose
for it.
choose one of the wands to use.
Well, the one that has the amulet has 2 ones, and then so that one should probably not use his ones. Try and remember that. It's okay.
Yeah.
No wonder you had more combat power.
Yeah, he has a lot more items.
You have all the utility in the world.
If I'd known that, I wouldn't have picked Miscellaneous, man.
It's. I think the fact that you're gonna have a ring.
They both got
and a
amulets,
wand on
so I
them,
just have to
okay.
not use my
No.
wand abilities. Ugh.
Well, or not use 10 of your casting points. I think that would be reasonable if that's something you wanted to do.
So I have powerful focus, so that's gonna be a little harder to take care of. Or actually,
You're
no,
gonna
it
be
just
fine
means
on
I can't go
casting.
below
Yeah.
10. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Just keep an eye on
once
it
you get down
towards
to
the
the
end of the
last
battle.
10, you're functionally at 0. Yeah, reading the rules is hard. I'm
If you
like,
went off a
it's a
grid like that,
one-page
you know, it has a
document,
good
and
chance,
the
then,
the
I
text
actually
is now bolded. But if he's not gonna read it, then you know, it is what it is.
There is some interesting problem solving I have to do.
I think they'll be fine. This is fixing things on the fly. Not a big
things
issue.
in this map have conspired to directly inconvenience me.
Good.
Okay.
Alright, so now we see Ninjew finally trying to utilize what he's got here. He's got Firebomb from the dragon, the Tome of Dragons, and because he's going to be playing with Mystic, in this case, we're not going to see just a couple of Firebombs. We can see a ton of Firebombs coming out of Ninjew here, and because he's able to put down burning on the on the map using firebombs and the pyromancers, I think he's going to be able to make enough burning here that WinSlaya can't rely on his wet to just entirely put that out of the way. Although this is very interesting because like there was a game where we were playing against WinSlaya on like the Empire mode, and we had a fight where like we summoned I think it was a water elemental, and we could have used the tsunami to make all of our guys wet and then push them all towards him, and I think that actually would have been like the right plan to try to implement there. And it looks like he's gonna get something pretty similar here, because he's just gonna have wet on everybody, which is really good. Really good.
It's not as intended.
Yeah, no over channel same spell.
Yeah, see, I can do different summons. That's fine,
Yeah.
as long as it's not the same spell.
As long as it's not exactly the same spell, you're okay. Well, everyone's wet on both sides, so this is going to be a really interesting combat for WinSlaya to just try to line up. I'm kind of curious what he's trying to do with all this resistance reduction, because it looks like he's doing a ton of resistance reduction and then only doing light damage, like pure light damage. That's not always a bad thing, but like if you're trying to really leverage the abilities here that WinSlaya has access to through Poisonous and Keeper's Mark and all that stuff, I think he probably wants to also be doing lightning damage just for electricity and like electrified being passed around. But you know, we'll see. We will see. Like he's got some crazy potential durability on these entwined thralls and the slithers in question. Not necessarily as many hit points as Maya's insanely beefy peasants, but the same core of infinite durability paired with the ability of Mighty Meek there means that they can do damage against some of the bigger tools out of Ninjew.
I do like that we both.
Yeah, if you're trying to go all in on
map,
freeze,
like
that is no good.
I wish I could have brought one, but you know, only so many tomes have tier 4s.
I mean, so Ninjew, how do you feel about that? Like, I kind of think it's interesting if you have to sacrifice a tier 4 to take a specific tier 3, but like,
I think it's fine. I think most of the ones that don't come with a tier 4 tend to come with other powerful stuff too. Like if you were to take Tome of the Great Transformation, yeah, Transform into Whiteborn is totally worth not having a tier 4, and then you still get the Fetid Legion on top of that. So like,
Yeah. Although Great Transformation also actually gets a Bone Dragon now, and Baddock did actually implement those, and that's pretty cool.
All right, do I have anything?
There it is.
It's a bit of
Yeah,
regen
do you have
there.
anything that can actually do enough damage to chew through all this natural regeneration here? Does WinSlaya actually have anything that can chew through this? Because this is a lot of regeneration that we're going to see out of Ninjew's side. So Ninjew is bringing the Draconian transformation because of the Tome of the Dragon. Now, fortunately, he's not running with like a bunch of bastions and stuff. He does have a lot of units that are only going to naturally regenerate 5 or 10 HP per turn. But like 5 or 10 or like 7.5 here natural regeneration on top of the ability to do
swamp
healing.
Walking not give you? Yeah, okay. Swamp walk doesn't help you with this wet stuff, huh?
Yeah,
Apparently
yeah.
not.
Nope.
Well, get wrecked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't
WinSlaya's
worry,
WinSlaya's
I
gonna have some an interesting challenge there. Hopefully Ninjew does preserve those Phantasm Warriors, because I really do think that he might be underestimating the damage output here with the 6 lightning damage. Interacting very favorably with the -4 shock weakness off of wet. But because WinSlaya does have a bunch of plants who naturally have their own lightning resistance, maybe it's not necessary. But I think that Mire Crocodile really should bring Tome of Evocation most of the time. They just have so many positive interactions with this, and of course with the status resistance diseased, if you can just like shred enemy elemental status resistance to the point where electricity is actually like doing a bunch of damage, it becomes a much better damage over time prospect.
This, but I also just want to attack because I like to be the one to get the initial engagement.
Okay, yeah, come at me. I have no
All right,
problems.
so
Let's go.
is WinSlaya taking this fight?
said it's not
It is what it looks
I
like.
know
It
you
looks like
don't.
he's going to try to pick off those, probably the Phantasm Warriors, because those are the most exposed. But this line here, what do we see out of the Pyromancer? All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Holy crap! So almost half of Ninjew's army here are battle mages, and he's well within his rights to have all that, because he does have the correct number of coins. He's got does he have a tier 2 support? Did he not bring a tier 2 support? Yeah, he didn't bring a tier 2 support. He just brought one support in the form of his Scald and absolutely no soothers. So the support in Ninja's team really is just going to be how many times can he cast a Flame Strike into an area or a Firebomb into an area. And that's going to be up to WinSlaya to present this turn, I think. I don't think you can afford to. Well, WinSlaya does have a pretty meaningful advantage when it comes to his use here with the Inquisitor. If he can get that Bolt of Judgment down. Let's see what he does here. It looks like WinSlaya did not take a tier 4. Instead, he downgraded for a second Inquisitor, which is actually really cool. One thing that we did not get to do with our Inquisitor the time that we brought it is using it as a good anti-hero assassin. The ability to hit things automatically with this very high 90% damage stun does make Inquisitors like really powerful anti-hero
I thought I messed up my
tools.
movement a little bit, but I think it's potentially fine. We'll see though.
Potentially.
Let's see where he does from here. It looks like what he's lining up for is a big Mana Unchained right there, which is definitely the right way to go. I think he probably could have afforded to put Mana Unchained on this guy, but it looks like WinSlaya has Mana Unchained on
You said it
both.
only goes up to 3.
Yeah, it goes up to 3.
All right. Let's get our
So
Gorgon
WinSlaya
on.
does actually have a way to use the lightning weakness out of
Part of me
this,
wants to
wet.
double strengthen these guys with my other one, but I feel like that's a waste of the Star Blades.
I would.
Is it?
You do you, kid. You do you.
Maybe I will.
I would definitely just get Star Blades on everybody here, given that this is going to add to all of WinSlaya's attacks ways to do extra lightning damage and frost damage, and everyone is going to be wet. Like, that's just an outrageous amount of damage that you get out of adding Star Blades, rather than just trying to stretch out the strengthened. Because one thing that WinSlaya can do, of course, is like delay using Mana Enchained for one more turn on Hunta the Astute, and then chuck it on those units again, or, you know, most of those units again next turn, both to refresh the timer on the Star Blades, but as well as the refreshing and upgrading the number of stacks on Strengthened. That would be a very powerful option for him. But it looks like WinSlaya is trying to set up for an alpha over here. I don't know. I would use Star Blades on everybody. I think he's got the defensive tools necessary to not need anything else. Yeah, and if he can just pick off those Phantasm Warriors, then that removes a lot of the tools necessary from Ninjew, because that is all of his lightning damage.
I go for the kill on you.
But, you know, at least these Phantasm Warriors are pretty bulky. 8 defense is a lot.
If my
defense is
guy
a
comes
lot.
in here, he should be able to do enough to kill. Bing.
Looks like he's setting up for another Bolt of Judgment. Yep, that makes sense. And then potentially, I would assume, is he thinking about a jump after that? Is that what he's thinking about? The summons have begun. The summons have begun. All right, so yeah, he's running in there, and he's gonna.
Oh, I almost don't need the other unit to kill. No. Well, I might not actually. Let's see. Because thrashing and diseased will do good work on this unit, won't it?
It's...
Oh,
what
it's
diseased?
That.
What diseased?
Yeah, he's immune. So I could do 33 damage and he's got 35. Aw, no. Why? Wait, is there a guy you can get? No, I can.
Oh man, that would actually be really bad for WinSlaya. If he goes in on trying to kill one of the Phantasm Warriors and fails at it, then that is a huge opportunity for Ninjew, because he could potentially try to keep this thing alive by just using a Mark of Invulnerability on it and then pulling it out. And that could very well be worth it. But even if he doesn't decide that he needs to do that, this thing has natural regeneration. If he can get to the point where that unit... Yeah, okay, good. Used...
Yeah, no, you're right. I didn't need to bring that other unit that far up.
Yeah, dropping in that Mire Crocodile behind was all on its own just gonna kill things.
Well,
it's a lot of damage that thing does.
Is there anything else that I wanted?
But I think it's still good for WinSlaya to get those units out here. Getting as many units onto the board early is gonna be really, really important for him to try to keep up with the damage output out of all these Pyromancers and Arcanists and the like. What can the skirmishers do is going to be the big issue, because these guys do have just a lot of internal defensive scaling, but I so far don't see anything for them to really be like spitting at. And if he moves too many of them into range, then Ninjew will just like ignore WinSlaya's skirmishers and just start dropping big AoEs onto those, or onto the skirmishers instead of onto the crocodiles. Oh, see, this is heartbreaking. The Phantasm Warriors, I think Ninjew is not respecting them. These things do so well against everything that WinSlaya's got over there. But I guess he also did not have a lot of like frontline stuff to sub in for the Phantasm Warriors, so maybe he had to use them as the bait. That could have been it. It's a lot of ranged pieces.
Guys to rotate to.
I guess we will find out how that turns out. Yeah, if you go too far in on freeze is very powerful. It's just that like you need ways to. I think if you're using freeze, you need ways to like use the time to your advantage. Just like any other CC or stun, like if you're just stunning the enemy just to make the game go longer and you're not actually benefiting from theta, like from time in any meaningful way, then you're not really using the CC to your advantage at all. You're just using it just to use it. Whereas if you have something like regeneration or damage over time, or just like ways for you to turn turns into more activations on abilities that are powerful and important. You know, there's lots of different ways to get advantage out of time in combat, but I think if you're gonna use freezes and stuff like that, you do need to use the time to your advantage.
The other thing is I could try and start working on this other side so you can't split too much. No.
Yeah,
Stuff.
looks
Let's
like
just move up.
I think WinSlaya is probably not going to be able to start an engagement on that
Fast.
side. He's got some pretty fast movement here, at least on his Slither Hatchlings, because they are 40 movement, and they do have the Swift ability, which allows them to ignore the slowing terrain in combat. So he does have a lot of mobility advantage over Ninjew. I think if he was going to do anything with those slithers other than just move them up this way, maybe move them around, because I don't know if Ninjew can afford to be like trying to protect from a front collapse this way as well as a flank.
Skirmish attacks that I could take on the spell shield, but it doesn't seem right.
Doesn't seem right. Buddy, you already killed a phantasm.
Yeah.
I think WinSlaya should move around this way.
That's why
I think he should
go
move around
on
this
that
way
side as well.
because I think he can. I think he can
What?
keep a lot of his units in the water itself
Okay, man.
and
You're
benefit pretty
telling me
immensely
just
from
go
that.
in and go hard.
Oh yeah, totally. Come on, bring it.
Yeah.
You do you, fam. I mean, I know what I would do here, but you're the one fighting Ninjew.
Yeah,
You got
I
the
know,
skill.
Right? That's what they say. All right.
Walker's the
Nope.
skirmish extraordinaire. I'm sure whatever.
Yeah, I have like the incredible 2-9 record or something like that, unparalleled.
All right, that should lock you down enough that actually I can't be pretty annoying with the rest of my turn here.
Yeah, actually, that is pretty annoying for poor Ninjew here. Ninjew has
Fine.
so many ranged pieces that this is going to be a problem for him.
It's
Except that,
fine.
fortunately for him, if
Do you
one
know
of
that
them
You can use firebomb from
inside
Oh,
a zone
I
of control.
said that. Okay.
Yeah, no, you're seeing that you can use Firebomb to clear out my vines. I know, but at least they're there.
Yeah, you can use AoEs from inside ZOC.
No, not most of them.
Not most of them, but dragon stuff, including, dragon ruler things and fire bombs. Dragons can do that, because dragons are special.
God, okay, don't be dumb. Don't be dumb. I can't decide what I want to do even after making all that spell and plan.
I think that is his best bet though. I think that largely these pieces here out of Ninjew, if WinSlaya doesn't do something to start removing them from the board, are going to add too much damage, and so he does need to. I think he needs to move pretty aggressively here. A lot of these are going to have issues, except with the firebombs. 12 and 12 means that WinSlaya does need to stay on the outside of a lot of those firebomb attacks. But if he can do that, like stay here or something like that, and then flank in, then he should be able to get the first shot on a lot of those battle mages, or at least the first reasonable amount of value shot out of the battle mages. I think he needs to do something. WinSlaya, you can do something. I believe in you, kid.
Last 3 turns.
Looks like he's going to do Mana Unchained. Yep, that makes sense. Mana Unchained is just very good value. And then I think it sounds like he might just dive on the Spell Shield. That's what he was considering doing. I don't even think that's the worst value for him, honestly, because the Spell Shield is at least
There.
is wet, and so it's going to have some issues with the incoming shock and frost damage. But generally, if you got an enemy that's in a defense mode with like 10 physical defense, save your attacks, defend yourself. That is usually better value. Let them create the opening that you then get to exploit, and it will typically do better for you.
Pretty mean.
who is WinSlaya gonna stun out
I
here?
like the little slither babies.
I think he should try to stun that Phantasm Warrior actually, because this is the one with the triple attack that's just gonna demolish that Primal Crocodile. Like, you don't normally want to spend a bunch of actions attacking summons. That's usually pretty bad value. But this is a summon with 3 turns on it, and one that does a lot of damage. So if you can remove it, it actually does help you a lot as Ninjew here, I think. And so that means that doing something like stun this to save that crocodile for later, I think makes sense. Especially because this one does have strength in 3 from the frenzy. Yeah, it does have strength in 3 from the frenzy.
Mark? Oh fuck. Okay.
He has Keeper's Mark and Rapid Evolution enchantment, so he has Slip Away.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. I'm trying to figure out where all of this damage is coming from.
Magic.
Oh, it's not showing me that he's got Star Blades, is it? Oh, there it is. I see. Okay, sure.
Okay, so it looks like indeed WinSlaya is. Oh, he's gonna begin the fight by going straight at the battle mages. So if he can do enough to remove a model from that Pyromancer, I think that's not a bad deal for him. If he can't remove any models from the Pyromancer, then that is like a very dangerous initial engagement for WinSlaya. Because any sort of healing that Ninjew has is going to be really, really well leveraged by access to his Draconic Transformation as well. I think Ninjew's frontline isn't strong enough, though. I think that's going to be the problem for him here. He only had like 5 melee units. I guess he had 6 because he has the dragon, and that is actually not a bad thing to have here. This dragon, with its ability to drop in and cancel defense mode and do a bunch of damage, could actually could break open a front. Looks like the spell shields are getting wailed on, but now the spell shields have reached their Draconic Rage.
You should have. I thought you would have at least.
Nah, my units are getting it.
Nice. Perfect.
Yeah. Oh boy. All right. Well, WinSlaya is going in. He is going to see how much damage these Slither hatchlings can indeed do between the venomous spit and all the buffs that he's got going. Because Mighty Meek is going to be dealing at least a little bit extra here, but the Inquisitor's Mark is good. Ooh boy. Yep. There it goes, just mulching down that front. And this is a front where, on WinSlaya's side, he hasn't even deployed his full damage yet, because he has Hideous Stench on his army.
Can't quite kill. I could have killed with the crocodile if I'd done that order better.
Oh yeah.
I think that's gonna go to you now.
Well, if
Oh wait, there's this guy on this side. My Inquisitor, I almost forgot about. That would have been dumb.
If Ninjew can restore this guy, then that can remove a lot of potential damage on that spell shield. But it is almost off this board. 9 HP with poisoned 4, slowed, weakened, wet. That spell shield is knocking on heaven's door. Let's see what Ninjew can do to lighten its load in terms of tanking. If all of WinSlaya's units are dead, then the incoming damage will be a little less terrifying.
Well, you've got about 5 of your units pretty far away from the rest of your army, so we'll see.
Yeah, he does. WinSlaya has isolated all of those skirmishers like right there. So if Ninjew can crack those guys and take control,
yeah, and everybody
that could be
slow,
huge.
So that's gonna be annoying for us.
Could be huge.
But yeah, no, you're right. You don't have Starblades on your units at all, do you?
No,
wait.
Sure don't.
I'm very confused. I thought both of my spells were going to give you Starblades.
Oh, no. Starblades has been changed now. It's friendly. It's friendly only.
Friendly cast.
Yeah. That was
So
changed,
much
Watcher
better.
patch. I mean, it's a big nerf to Starblades, but, you know, it's the way it is. It's the way it is. Because, you know, Mystic was so oppressive before. What you got, Maya? What's your wild idea? I think that they're gonna have a fun fight here anyway. Because I think that the options for removing these these vines are very real for Ninjew, and if he can crack those vines open and make it so that his Spellbreaker can do something like a Star Purge on both of these entwined thralls and remove those from the board, then this could be
Gonna allow your lightning guy to
big
really
problem.
So
Could be a big
My
problem.
lightning guy.
alright,
What lightning
Oh,
guy?
good.
never mind. Your Phantasm Warriors, yes.
Yeah.
The lightning damage. The lightning powerhouses.
I mean, he's got a lightning staff.
Shh. Yes, that's what I was referring to.
The lightning staff was what you were afraid of.
Yeah.
You probably have a lot
Tier
more
one.
gear from like frost damage, I think.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait! I have to consider which one of my wands I'm using because that comes from a wand, doesn't it? God damn it!
Yeah, no, I'm sorry about that. We unfortunately, I don't think have the ability to limit that. So it may be something that we just kind of do. I think maybe less unit or less items most of the time, or it's just one item, just so it's clear to people.
Yeah. Like that it's in the rules, but it's a full page, so if people aren't reading it, it's a little complicated. But yeah, I think that if you turn on too many items for heroes, it makes them a lot stronger than the units, and we want the units to be a big part of the skirmish.
I don't know if miscellaneous is really where that power is coming from.
It's typically only coming from tier 4 stuff anyway, and so like we're probably not going to have the same kind of hero problems that other people do, but like miscellaneous 2 gives you access to Hindering Blizzard Wand as well as Raise Undead Wand, and so like if you're playing with like Great Transformation and you have a Bone Dragon and you take miscellaneous, then you have a Raise Bone Dragon on a wand, which is not a bad thing.
That guy does have to die.
Okay, so it looks like that was probably the base Mystic, like single hit Cosmic Blast is I think what it's called. I'm curious why he
AoE,
decided to
you don't need it.
eliminate
That's
that
a
one.
big
I'm assuming, yeah, it probably is because of a
That's
Flame
a
Strike.
great idea.
Because here, actually, he could Flame Strike himself, and that would be very reasonable, because this would add a lot of burning to the board, but guess who's naturally immune to burning? I think they haven't removed that from the Dragon. I don't think they've removed that from Dragon.
Yeah, no, the last fight we did where I double
maybe they
summoned, I
did.
think the vines could have actually been about as valuable as the croc if I placed it in the right position, but it's harder to make them work, I think.
Yeah. They're definitely more fragile, at least. Alright, so it looks like Ninjew is moving in with his dragon to try to engage. This should be an interesting fight, actually, over there. If he has the ability to put enough AoEs onto those skirmishers and really hit on WinSlaya's morale, then that could be really scary for him right away. No, it looks like he's clearing out the AoE in his backyard, just removing all of those plants one by one. I don't know if he needed to do that because of the ability to do Firebomb into himself, but
You can't eat vines, but you can eat spirits.
Yeah.
You gotta have herbivore trait though. Even then.
Are you kidding me?
Wow, I thought you'd be able to get that, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so corpse eating does not have. Actually, can you do it on Primal Spirits? You've confirmed that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
happened in one of our skirmishes with Ninjew here.
That's so strange. Is that the only summon that you've identified so far you can't do that on?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably just a bug then.
Yeah, it's an oversight. Like, how often do you see this unit in action?
Yeah. Yeah, so the Arcanists will at least be able to add a lot of extra damage to this magical side of things. I'm curious if they've got the survivability against all of these incoming skirmishers, but now all of Ninjew's units are open, at least all of them with actions left.
Is this gonna
There's
hurt?
an AoE.
Maybe.
There's an AoE. There's an AoE. There's an
wow, why does
AoE.
that do so much damage? Oh, I know.
It's
why.
a magic
Because-
origin unit. Yeah.
You're dispelling all of my status.
Yeah,
Ouch.
it's just
Ouch.
deals double naturally.
Ouch. How did I overlook that?
I think that still dispels steadfast, though. I'm pretty sure. But you have to do it like once the steadfast has triggered.
Oh yeah. I mean, I can't not. Goodbye. Oh, that was a crit.
Jesus.
Get extra fucked.
I
Wow.
think you might win off of that crit. Jeez, that was a lot.
Well, that was an activation on the
Okay.
wet or on the slip away, but that was not an activation on. I don't think that was an activation on his keeper's mark. Although I guess if you kill entirely through the keeper's mark, that can also get around it.
Oh no.
I've selected the.
There's slip away. Yep. So all of those skirmishers that WinSlaya just moved forward are about to get slammed. Let's see how they deal with it.
Leave him alone.
Bye.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got a
What
little close,
removed?
didn't I?
Yep. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Holy
All for one
cow.
unit.
You didn't even kill.
I know. He's gonna be fine.
Yeah, I think
I had
WinSlaya's
a
best bet there was actually to
until I
go
decided I
around
wanted
this
to come
way because
forward.
he had a huge advantage in terms of movement over Ninjew, especially once those
Decent
roots came down.
engagements until you decided that you wanted to come forward.
I know.
Yeah.
I heard it too.
I think that was his route. Is just those stranded 5 skirmishers engaging before everybody else could get in was a big deal. But you know what? I don't think it's over for WinSlaya because WinSlaya does have 2 Primal Crocodiles already on the board. He hasn't used a summon on one of his Animists here, I don't think. One of these has not used their actual summon, and then he still has more summons in his spellbook itself. So WinSlaya has the tools necessary to remove some of the important pieces here out of Ninjew. The question is, can he do it fast enough to keep his morale together? Because so far it hasn't been a real
Well,
problem.
dispel
He at least has
from
Champion of the Faithful, which fighting in his own territory is going to get a little bit of extra morale. But he's gonna need to take down some of Ninjew's pieces this turn, I think. And unfortunately for Ninjew, these are single model entities here on these primal spirits.
What can I do
So
now?
doing a
All that
bunch of
morale I
damage to
got.
the crocodile,
Game is
but
out
not
of
killing
sync.
it.
Let's go.
I thought my
Oh,
units
no!
were routing somehow. I was like, wait, what happened?
You did it, WinSlaya. You routed on turn 2.
I think that's happened before, yes. Alright.
They saw Ninjew's fire blasts, and everyone was like, nah, fam, I'm out.
Wonderful. That's a single attack there.
All right, well, this is WinSlaya's opportunity to try to turn things back around. He has already lost a couple of his skirmishing pieces, and his like main core has not yet gotten into an advantageous combat. If he can keep peeling off Ninjew's front line in a productive way, then I think WinSlaya hasn't actually lost this battle. I think he's got plenty of tools for exploiting battle mages here right now, especially because some of these battle mages now they've used their firebomb 3-turn cooldown means that WinSlaya kind of really needs to go on the attack. A lot of those battle mages have used their big one-hit wonder special ability, but let's see how WinSlaya deals with it here. Are these ancestral wardens just gonna flank the Phantasm Warriors? Is that the goal? I mean, that's not necessarily a bad goal here, as it sure looks like these Primal Crocodiles can take advantage of the hideous stench extra damage that the Ancestral Warden is doing here, and finish off those Phantasm Warriors. And WinSlaya does still have access to his Inquisitors, so yeah,
Oh, whoa,
like...
where'd all your damage go? What happened there?
I'm
My
stunned.
guys died, I think.
I am still seeing plenty of damage out of
Okay,
some
that
of
took
these
away all of
some of
their
these
buffs.
units.
Oh, that's too bad.
But we will see. I think trading
Damn,
primals
okay,
for
so
frontline is
this
probably the right thing to do. But
hopefully
he
the right
could
order so
WinSlaya
that
could
I get
very
more
easily just
damage
drop
with
in like a
less.
Mire Crocodile here and like stand in the water and attack this Spellbreaker and just do outrageous amounts of damage. I don't even hate that. Removing some of these models could be very, very important.
Be like how much damage?
So what does WinSlaya have in terms of backup abilities for his heroes? So he has Sanctify. This is, oh man, Sanctify, target friendly unit gains +3 defense and resistance. Where is he getting that from? Oh, of course. He's playing with Keeper's Mark, and he actually took the hero ability off of Keeper's Mark. Fascinating. I mean, that's not a bad thing to have. If you have access to any sort of support abilities that trigger off of, like, when you apply a support ability, apply X, that is actually a pretty reasonable use of Sanctify. Yeah, having a plan for dealing damage is, I think, important. I think having a plan for, like, not dying is generally more important, and then you have to, like, execute on that plan well. But overall, you do want to have ways to deal damage, and it looks like the ways here, probably on Ninjew's side, are gonna win it the way they did in auto resolve, but. You know, sometimes things are different between auto and manual. It does sometimes make a big difference in these sort of PvP scenarios. And WinSlaya is taking apart the front line here for Ninjew. And without a front line, you can have armies collapse really quickly. Yeah, I've seen how you build Maya. Like, you are not afraid to bulk up your units into outer space, which is a very good thing, because that is crucially important. But here we are seeing some really interesting tools in terms of the damage output for these guys, simply because, like, I don't think I've ever seen the Tome of Dragons in Skirmish before. I'd always thought that it would have like a good space, but I thought it would probably be on Industrious rather than on Mystic, because I think that overall the Industrious package benefits more from Draconian Transformation. But we can see very clearly that Ninjew with these Mystics and Firebomb are doing a lot of work against low tier units, and that is a really important thing in our format with 6 tier 1s. If you can remove your opponents, all of your opponents' low tier skirmishers that were supposed to be outputting tons of damage, you can kill all those things before they kill you. You're gonna have a pretty good fight. Oh boy, 27 damage. I mean, yeah, these guys are all doing just infinity damage to each other. That at least is really interesting. I think that Ninja's got it though. I think he can do enough damage against WinSlaya's stuff coming in. We'll see. We will see. Yeah, now Ninjew is entirely out of Phantasm Warriors, so all of his ability to do, like, extra damage utilizing Wet is gone. That is a big problem. So things are not over.
Be really funny.
I don't know if there was a way for him to keep those alive, though, long term. I think he needed to... I think he might have been...
And then try that.
Might have been required to sacrifice those pieces. I guess, we'll see. We will see.
60.
Also, Seduce here on Henta the Astute? Is that just, like, the base ability here on this guy? Yeah, it looks like it is just the base ability on this character. Seduce. That is a very annoying ability. It's really, really strong in, like, manual combats and just combat generally, but really bad for auto resolves. So
what a good location for that dude.
Yeah, that was not where I wanted him. Trust me.
I think you clicked where you wanted him to go. Why would you click there otherwise? The great WinSlaya wouldn't make a mistake, would he?
Let's see, Venomous Spit, Regeneration removed.
No, I'm gonna do something dumb here for fun.
Ah. A change of pace, I see.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
He can't
Alright,
get
let's
close
do
enough to
super
actually
dumb here.
hit, but oh my
Okay.
god. Wow. Alright. Holy
Like,
crap.
dumb?
Yeah, WinSlaya is
You
going
mean
for
dumb?
it.
Fuck your-
If
Aw.
WinSlaya can keep this Inquisitor alive and
Hold on, we're
refresh
actually
it back
gonna
up,
fix
then
it.
I think
Look at
that's
all
actually
these
not an
interactions
insanely
you've
bad
still
idea.
got.
If you can remove those
Those
pieces,
chargers can go to such
but
useful locations.
that's
I
the
know,
problem.
I agree.
That right there is
So
the problem.
useful.
If he can keep this thing alive to tear that down, then WinSlaya is in great shape. But
Have
no, I don't think that's. I
come
do not
here
think
and
that's what we're gonna
actually
see.
Do something sooner
Yeah.
rather than later.
Going into the water, I think probably against Arcanists and Spellbreakers, not where WinSlaya wanted to be. Wit is
Why?
about to
Why can't I
obliterate
get what I
you.
need?
Ooh.
Why can't I get what I need?
I'm sorry, but your
Ah!
goblin is simply not sexy enough.
I feel cheated here.
What was your percent on that?
71, but I needed the condemn for it to, you know, have higher chance. Basically, was what I was going for. I did not do the math on that, but that seems like okay, decent, I guess.
Yep, it does look like WinSlaya is rolling up the front, so
this
at the
guy.
very least he's
Bad
not going to
boy.
have that problem. But because of the retaliation attack here, I think he's gonna bite off more than he could chew in terms of what he has to sacrifice to make that attack worth it.
Ward a bit. Give him
He
extra
needs to keep the
resistance.
pressure on if he's going to
Firebomb
benefit
is
from this
cool.
attack. Like
It
these
is.
these primal chargers need to get in.
Why did I put my hero there? Why am I doing it to myself?
Oh my god. Oh, WinSlaya. I think he's concerned about like what is going to happen in terms of getting hit back with
Oh, I
an
know why I'm doing this to myself.
an
'cause I haven't
AOE or
planned
something
it.
like that, but I don't think that's where this is going
Oh.
to go. I think this is going to go into like a dark
How far
ritual
away
and
is
make
that?
a whole bunch of
Range
units
four.
over here or
1,
something
2,
like
3,
that.
4.
'Cause-
Get in there. Do
Yeah,
that,
he could.
get in here and do
Ninjew
this.
could kill this this spirit, this primal crocodile with his pyromancers, and then use dark ritual here and get 4 decaying zombies.
AoE
That would
central.
be pretty disgusting in terms of action economy, and then also be able to kill like the center core right there.
Interesting place, definitely.
I think that's what you should do in this situation actually. Because you just need to start balancing out your action economy like now. You can wait to see if you can get even more out of a dark ritual, but it's just if you get 4 zombies from 1 dark ritual, then you should take it. That is a
Like, even this guy, he
huge
gets his firebombs
advantage.
in there.
Huge advantage.
Uh-huh.
He does have a
Maybe
firebomb,
They should just go kill this guy. That would be kind of funny.
but I think you should use dark ritual on that area.
That's a
And
poisonous
then
thing.
take these guys out
Heroes
with
can
just
be poisoned, so
like
that-
Spellbreaker,
yes,
just shooting it. Because that's
Kill you, that,
57.
and another guy. Then I
At,
go
at
lock down
least
these
the
guys.
heat of the revel out of Scald is not going to be doing a lot of damage. So that is something that at the very least Ninjew gets to move around and use on something else.
Nice.
Maybe the Scald will blast Sir Hunta the Astute.
got
If you can insane your opponent's heroes, it is very, very good for you. Unsurprisingly, we have encountered that before. But control loss immunity on heroes is very important if you get the opportunity to pick it up. It's not a guaranteed thing, but the status immunity ring can be made with, I believe, 3 tranquility pools, and then also just like status immunity naturally on a lot of things. For like dragons, you can get the +5 status resistance off of going into Order 1 as your 4th or Order the level 12 and get control loss immunity. Where is
don't have
WinSlaya
any
going to get
shots
enough
here.
of the rage to execute the other summon? Where is he going to find that, actually?
Alright, let's just be dumb. I said I
Oh.
was going to be dumb. Let's go be dumb.
What is he aiming to do? Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh my god. He just dove there on those pyromancers. Yeah, without the frontline pieces to disrupt those skirmishers, they take a lot of damage, which is exactly why I think flanking around could have been good. But oh, looks like those guys are gone.
That is 45 damage right there.
Gone.
Yeah, I'm being dumb. It's official. Let's be dumb. You can try and hopefully keep my guys alive longer with some support skills.
WinSlaya, the Keeper's Mark didn't activate on a lot of your units, right? Because he just like killed them straight to dead.
The slip away didn't get to do much. No.
Yeah.
I think that's what you.
Well, like you have Keeper's Mark as well.
Yes.
And it looked like that also interacted with slip away, but not in a positive way. It looked like it fired both at the same time. So you're not actually getting both. So that is certainly what it looked like.
Yeah, it's more
that is what
to keep
them
around.
Looked like.
But you're right. It was very poor value.
I mean, I didn't know that they interacted like that. I thought that they would interact in a positive fashion, but it looks like it interacted where they both triggered at the same time, rather than one and then the other.
Let's have you come forward and maybe sanctify my important units.
Yeah, where is he gonna use the sanctify
Still,
if he's taking sanctify?
Work on its AOE that will come back for a while. Magic Origin. There's also,
I guess actually sanctify on Inquisitor is a good idea. That this is such an important piece of damage output for WinSlaya, and it's so exposed. I don't think he can save this Inquisitor here. I think unfortunately it is dead. But if he can throw Sanctify on it, then if he can make it so that Ninjew has to use like 2 extra attacks to kill the Inquisitor, then that would be like net positive for WinSlaya in terms of action economy. And as long as it's like he has to use 1 extra unit to kill the Inquisitor, then it's like pretty net flat on action economy. But I do think he probably wanted, if there was a way to get the Animist all the way up to the Inquisitor to defend it with warding, then he probably needed to do that.
That would probably hurt. But I'm going to try and sanctify my guys so that they don't get hurt as bad. Hopefully.
I think he's about to get wailed on.
Regen on you is okay, I guess.
Yeah, I think WinSlaya is about to get
I think
popped.
Sanctify is probably higher value on my units. Just need to pick
If Ninjew does not come in here and uses a Dark Ritual, then things could get really complicated for his side, because you can see very clearly that like the front line is collapsing here onto a whole bunch of battle mages, and we saw how much damage a battle mage took from just like 1 attack off of a Slither Hatchling. In the event that he cannot do something to gum up the front line, Ninjew's in trouble. But
not done anything. It's really just not my favorite.
I don't like Chargers. They're fine for tier 2 shock units, but like they're so slow.
Well, on this map, they just haven't been able to do anything. They're just stuck.
We need more sources of haste, not fewer. Like Scalds were too powerful, but give haste to everybody, and then they won't be as powerful.
Yeah.
Because everyone will be broken.
I think Ninjew, it's time for you to make me regret my decisions.
I think the way he's gonna regret is over here and then killing this off. But we'll see. We'll see what Ninjew prioritizes, because there's a lot of moving pieces right here, and this is like the turn.
Yeah, I know. This is gonna hurt.
This is the turn.
No,
Thing is that like I don't even think that this or something like this is actually better value for Ninjew than just shooting us. Like this is now sanctified in +3, and so now it's only taking 42 damage instead of 57. But this is still a much more important piece than this, and so getting AOE damage onto that is not as impressive. What is he going to do, though? What is he going to do, though?
Does this have, like, cannot be flanked? They don't. How is this not a flank attack then?
Which one? The slither that came forward?
No, it's crocodile.
Oh.
Definitely attacks.
Yeah.
And
Wait.
it's saying that's not a flank attack from back there?
Yup.
Interesting.
I'm confused why that would
If
be.
I go here, that's 21 damage, and if I go here, that's still 21 damage.
Why?
Because you didn't do defense mode, did you,
No, I
WinSlaya?
attacked.
Yeah, you
into
attacked.
a unit, and stupidly so.
Yeah,
I
that
should've
is
summoned
very
that guy in
strange.
first.
Okay.
Why is that actually? What is happening here?
Yep.
That's frenzy.
Hurt my
That's not
guys.
going to be
What?
giving you anything in terms of,
Oh, wait,
Ig-
shit, I forgot to do this.
No, don't do it. Oh, shoot,
oh,
that's
oh
gonna hurt a lot
boy.
now.
Yeah,
Oh,
that is
gotta
going to
do
be
this.
really painful.
Yeah, this
Yes.
is definitely
Channel
gonna
power,
hurt. See
okay.
how quickly you delete my guys here because I grouped up too much.
I'm excited to find out. Let's see.
What is he going to do? Why is he using channel power on
Guys get
that?
set on fire? Yeah, a few of them.
Okay, so it looks like he is just going in for the AoE attacks on everyone over there.
Nice.
I
That's what
actually
wanted
think
to
I
hear.
disagree. I think Ninjew wanted to do just removing these Inquisitors, because
I mean-
Inquisitors are so good at damage production that you can't
I can still do
ignore
this.
them forever. Yep, yeah, you can do that. That's
some
pretty
big
good.
damage from a tier 1.
Oh.
Okay.
No.
Let's see.
Please allow one of my chargers to get in range. This is so painful.
Yep, there
Ow.
it goes. There it goes. Now, is he going to Dark Ritual into this? Or there? That would give him one zombie, though, is the thing. I think he wants to go ahead and just
Burning
get zombies.
resistance Still, man.
Now this is a big problem
Yeah.
for WinSlaya.
Resist.
Yeah. Yep, there
Resist.
it goes. There it goes. Do it, Ninjew.
No, I think you're gonna win this just because of me getting lazy and engaging in a weird way.
I think I've been curious how this game would have turned out, WinSlaya, if instead of going in on that spell shield initially, you had just like sent all your skirmishers outside his firebomb range through the
Yeah.
water to flank behind, because I think you had a big advantage in frontline pieces, and
Yeah.
obviously when like Ninja had a huge advantage in terms of range stuff, and it just came down to like, could you disrupt his range pieces enough? And I think a big flank attack could have done it, because you had a lot of really fast pieces.
Yeah, no, you're right. I think moving them anywhere else would have been better. I just wanted to get some value on them early because they're skirm. And
Yeah.
I knew that they had a slip away and steadfast. And I was like, that should keep them on the board. Well, apparently not. It just
Wait, what?
So-
Oh, it doesn't do that to things that...
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to do it on actual corpses, not units that are
Kill
actual almost
corpses
dead.
Don't. God
Yeah.
damn it. Alright.
So it looks like Ninju did not opt for the big dark ritual up there. I think that's even if you didn't think that it interacted with that, like with decaying things the same way, I think you would still get a lot more out of making a lot more units.
now I
And
don't
he
know
did
if
not
I picked
do
off
so.
enough of your melee pieces. You still have a dragon, a big scary dragon.
Yeah, how do you still have a dragon?
His big scary dragon has the same amount of defense as WinSlaya's Slither Hatchling. He's just being silly. I think overall, young dragons are still pretty bad. But here in the skirmish mod, they do have a home. They're especially because of just being unlocked by the Tome of the Dragon.
So happy.
And the pieces here performing pretty well. I'm genuinely impressed by the damage output off of some of those battle mages. I'm not sure how like somebody other than Mystic would use the Tome of Dragons, other than the industrious just trying to keep your units alive plan. But I guess there's like tier 2 battle mages that you can bring into this without it being a problem. Like the white witch thing that Maya had, where like she had 3 or 4 different ways to like freeze one unit over and over and over again was actually very annoying. And although you wouldn't want to take White Witches and Fire Bombs together because of the fire burning problem, you know, if you put Firebomb into I don't know, like an evoker, I guess, is probably the cheapest thing that you can get reliably without having to take bad tomes. A Firebomb on an evoker doesn't sound like a bad thing to me, honestly. That sounds like a pretty reasonable way to start off with magical damage here. Looks like, yep, indeed, he got the stun, so that's pretty nice. I don't know, man. Like, I think
not a big deal, and you know it.
I think if WinSlaya could get those primal chargers into into actually producing combat damage, then I don't think he would be as dead as he seems to be.
Okay, man.
But
good value, though.
yeah, he needs to get those guys in now because he's got
Somehow, some way,
2 of his
make
tier
do without
2s
the
just
slip
standing
action
around
super
doing nothing.
life. Actually,
Yeah.
That's if it even gets. No, you're gonna kill it, aren't you? No.
I'm gonna kill it.
No.
Yep, diving in there to knock these guys out of the way. Slip Away does activate, but indeed it does seem like Slip Away and Keeper's Mark are not not mutually friends.
Now, do these decaying zombies have steadfast on them? Oh, those are your decaying zombies.
No insanity.
Yeah.
Alright.
Worth the risk, though. I get that.
All right, well, WinSlaya now has a big opportunity that he might not have had otherwise.
My Primals still no. Why? Why are you like this game? Charger, do something, please.
One of these days, you're gonna learn how to position your shock units so that they're useful. One of these days.
I
WinSlaya.
mean,
But I
this
guess not
match
today.
is definitely very very anti-charger. Could probably get this one forward onto that unit if I move these guys forward in the right order.
So, WinSlaya, have you tried Tome of Evocation with Mire Crocodile yet? How were you building your Mire Crocodile when you
no, I did.
evaluated
That
it so
was-
high?
It was pretty good in one of the skirmishes that I did. I forget which
Yeah.
one, but I definitely did do it in one of them. Alright, so we need to try and bring you forward in such a way that allows.
So for those of you who have been watching and following WinSlaya's videos, you know that he released a video with like a ranking of all the primals, and he rated here Mire Crocodile as being the strongest. And I think that I can't necessarily say that's wrong. The damage output on Mire Crocodile is pretty unparalleled in terms of what you can do. Like, the Crocodile is just a fantastic summon. The issues that I have with Mire Crocodile are that it just, A, doesn't really interact very favorably with its own terrain. Like you can see here on the Mire Crocodile itself, that these guys have the Crocodile Primal Connection that gives them their frenzy ability. These guys naturally have amphibious. That's what they have going on, the crocodiles themselves. But the units that you have, unlike all the other ones, you're not going to get access to a fully aquatic movement. Instead, you get... where's the movement ability for these guys? The movement ability for these guys, unfortunately, is on the culture page, but the movement ability for them is to like make their ability to cross swamps like a little less expensive, but not so cheap that it's like free to move through all this water terrain. And the most important thing, of course, is that then you're still gonna end up with getting wet on everyone. Even if you're moving through terrain that like is fine and favorable, you're gonna get wet on all of your units. So you're gonna need to account for the fact that your opponents are gonna do lots of extra lightning and frost damage. Yeah, actually, that might be it for Ninjew. He really needed those zombies actually, because now that front line is about to collapse.
Crocodiles and this army would have fallen apart, I think.
Yeah, I think you could have. I think you could have won this fight, but Auto resolve. You know what? WinSlaya auto resolve lost. So if you lose and make it really close, then you can count it as a moral victory. And I don't think anyone can take that away from you.
What exactly is the bonus that he's getting from being in a swamp again?
He gets frenzy on like all of his guys, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not a lot of.
It's not huge. It's not huge. And depending on the application of the like movement for the culture, they might be able to move a little faster, but I think that's mostly strategic map stuff.
Alright, so here we have.
So now, finally, we see that Ninjew has broken the seal and has actually went ahead and used his summon elemental, bringing him a snow spirit. So now Ninjew does actually have a short-term front line between the snow spirit and the young fire dragon and the potential pieces that he's got remaining here. But almost everyone is ranged. Almost everybody on his army is ranged. So he does need to keep the pressure on WinSlaya, because if he does not, and WinSlaya gets an opportunity to deploy enough of these melee pieces back here, he can do some hardcore disruption. He's got corpse eating. I think that WinSlaya probably wants to prioritize just moving in defense mode, because that's usually pretty good against like literally all ranged pieces. If they can't flank you, their damage output is going to be a lot lower. But WinSlaya is having some issues here. Like this Inquisitor is now locked into doing nothing this turn, and unless he can heal it, probably just gonna die again next turn on Ninjew's action.
Let's try it. This isn't just one stat effect; it has all of their stat effects.
Let's see what he's got. Let's see what he's got going on.
Got it.
Where is he gonna go? Do, 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 do. I think, let's see. I think, yeah, that's actually pretty reasonable. That removes so many penalties. I don't know if that's like worth an action on a hero that has a bunch of attacks to use, but here, his hero has like a level. This is just the gaudier sword. This is the very, very, very basic weapon for a wizard king. Therefore, pretty obviously not something he needs to be afraid of. What is the tier 2 on this guy? WinSlaya, what is your tier 2 on your ruler?
Did I forget to put a tier 2 weapon on him?
It looks like it.
Oh,
No,
I
you-
thought I did a lightning weapon in the end, but I forgot. I guess it didn't switch over. Not the end of
You
the
intentionally brought a gaudier sword because it deals spirit damage, and that's special. That's what you did.
world. Yeah.
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 Yes.
You knew that he had dark ritual, and so you wanted a way to kill all those decaying zombies.
Who told you?
Yeah. 6,000 IQ.
Yes. Be good. God, this stupid zombie.
I think, let's see, how close can this Entwined Thrall get? So this Entwined Thrall could actually get onto some of these backline pieces, I think, because it is 40 movement. But in order for it to get past all of
the
these
zombie, I
guys,
guess.
I don't think he has this
It needs to not
ability
be
to ignore. No, he can't just walk straight through. So he does need to kill that zombie, and then he can move the Entwined Thrall onto
agree,
someone.
I know.
Definitely
Yeah.
nothing else that could have done that job.
What do you think would be fun, Maya?
Wait.
What you got? What you got in the
Yeah.
deck?
No.
I think
Oh,
this
yeah,
is an
like-
interesting fight.
You're right. There was that
I
thing
think
that I could have done with this.
probably we could deal
I was
with-
thinking about it earlier and I forgot about.
I don't know about turn timers, but probably like a turn egg timer. We have thought about that from time to time and then just not actually implemented it. But you know, if we did like 5 or 10 minutes, I think that would probably be healthy. But I think he's gonna be able to do some damage here. Yeah, like wet being removed here means that now these guys are meaningfully weaker to fire damage. Who is doing fire out of these ancestral wardens? Why were they setting these guys on fire? a skirmish mod fight where I just go fully tryhard. I mean, in order to go fully tryhard in a skirmish mod, I think you kind of need to be better at skirmish mod than I am. Like, I think I've probably only put in maybe around 12 hours, maybe 16 hours. I think I've played maybe like 10 fights. And you know, like some of them have been on stream and some of them haven't. But like I've gotten, man, probably more like 20 hours of skirmish mod by now. Whereas like I've gotten 1,000 hours in like regular Age of Wonders 4. I don't consider myself an expert in skirmish mod. I consider myself a fan. it's something where like I've not put in the time necessary to like tell you what is perfectly good. But there are some things that I have picked up on for skirmish mod, things that are like pretty obviously there. Like, you do meme stuff with the builds, but like the things that are powerful in skirmish mod are sometimes very different from the things that are powerful in Empire mode. Like I think that Tome of the Beacon is probably not necessary for WinSlaya's build here, but I think was actually really powerful on Zombies build and wasn't memeing. And I think that is a really interesting creative use of the skirmish mod, and that I think in a certain sense was kind of tryhardy out of Zombie, but in a fun and creative way, and in a way that like highlights what you can really do in skirmish mod. It's just that like I gotta tell you, I'm not experienced enough with the mod net yet to really do that sort of creative building, other than just like being aware that the things that are good in combat are like obviously a lot more important. But like Devotees of Good, for instance, is one of those things that you just like cannot take in a real serious game of Age of Wonders 4. But in skirmish mod, Devotees of Good is good. It gives you +1 rank on your skirmish, on your support units and your polearm units, and for like a non-zero number of cultures with the rule set that we're playing with, that means, you know, a lot of extra hit points into your army and a lot of extra survivability into your army, especially if you're playing as Primals. But like really with almost anyone who has access to supports and polearms, Devotees of Good is worth taking a look at in skirmish. But like, I don't know if that's actually more tryhardy than Mana Addicts. I don't know if that's more tryhardy than you know, like just using Devastation and Warbreeds and like a Dragon Ruler with haste. Like I have guesses as to what things are more tryhardy based off of like my limited experience and observation of other people playing, but I have a much better idea of what is a meme in Age of Wonders 4 like natural actual mode than in skirmish. It's just very, very different, and I think that's cool. I think that's very, very cool.
You do so much damage.
Yeah, what was that?
You just do a lot of damage to everybody everywhere.
Yeah, he does
forever.
a lot of damage. Jesus Christ.
Alright.
Well, to be fair, your elemental resistances are non-existent.
Yeah, that's what happens sometimes.
Yep,
Right,
that does sometimes happen.
You kill everything here.
Wow. Yeah, that was rough.
You do at least.
I think WinSlaya could have done that with
Yeah,
perfect positioning there.
Zombie with a different unit. Use my
We'll
hair
see.
slightly
We'll see.
differently.
WinSlaya I think has kind of like pseudo thrown in the towel here, but I think he does have the tools necessary to win if he can keep like this core alive and avoid having a morale collapse. But because Baddock has removed the -15 penalty, like you're not gonna have and then suddenly your entire army just leaves on turn 9 problem that we have occasionally encountered. But you know, unfortunately for WinSlaya and fortunately for Ninjew, the combination of corpse eating as well as dragon healing with the natural regeneration means that these spell shields and any of the units that WinSlaya cannot remove are going to be really hard to remove.
That'd be nice.
Once they start healing themselves, then it is a disaster.
You know, despite me using channel power there, I'm not noticing a damage increase.
Really?
Yeah, what's up with that?
Maybe it's not being
on
applied to all the units
what attack?
somehow?
On And, well, there's the
Arcanist.
Spellbreaker's attack is still 777.
Channel power doesn't help. It's just your hero.
It's only the hero?
It's only the hero.
Wait, I didn't know that. I need
Yeah.
to read better.
Channel attack
I thought
is
it was
on that hero. Their next, like, any of the magical attacks they do for that turn are plus 50% damage. So you use it, and you use, like, a Wand of Hindering Blizzard, or you use it in a Dragon Breath attack, or you use it in a Fire Revocation. But yeah, it, like, in this case, it increased the damage on your Lightning Blast on that hero, as well as the Magic Missile, because that also counts as a magical attack. Alright, so now it looks like Ninjew is cleaning up that backyard, and that is probably it. That is probably it. Because it is a lot of damage that he can put here on these high tier units. Look at this. Look at this. This is a tier 1 Arcanist, and it can do like half of the HP of the Inquisitor in one turn. So that is going to be the big downside for WinSlaya, I think. It's not that like he didn't have the tools necessary to win it, but like between the like action turn economy and where things lined up, his big units that should be doing all the damage and removing all of these battle mages with like one shot and a bolt of judgment instead are about to get opened on. Holy cow.
Really rather they didn't.
That is a lot of damage. I mean, if WinSlaya can get to the point where his Spellbreakers can, or his Primal Chargers can get in and start doing some damage, then, you know, maybe he can pull it back. But I think he's gonna lose a lot of units in this. Oh, it looks like he's just gonna take out this core in the middle here. Nah, he's going for it. That makes sense. Reducing those models on the Inquisitor is absolutely crucial. Their damage output is simply too high. Wow, yeah, he is just tearing those guys apart. And now we have another Inquisitor that is still technically alive, but it does not have the tools necessary to do a bunch of extra damage out. I don't know, man. I mean, like, and he's also gotten to a great place where like those dragons are not going to be as threatened because the charge strike isn't going to work. There's nowhere for them to run. He got a froze on that Primal Charger. Yeah. He just Ninjew rolled WinSlaya up as it goes. Traded these back and forth. Yeah, and now his Starblades is coming off, so yeah, that's it. WinSlaya is done. Like with the Starblades in place, WinSlaya was able to do just outrageous amounts of damage to those units in very short periods of time. But without it, I don't see how what his damage output is gonna look like. Yeah, not very impressive. Is he gonna be able to take the Scald out? Looks like he might take the Scald out with the low tier units, and then maybe he can use the Inquisitor to save itself, like run somewhere and eat some corpses. There are certainly enough of them. That is one of the things working towards both of their advantages, because they both came with ritual cannibals here.
Guess I can check the damage at least.
Did you guys catch on that you're both cannibals? Did you guys ever talk about that?
No.
No, we haven't mentioned it. We just quietly left that alone.
Yeah, just ignore it. Hopefully no one will talk about it. No one asking questions.
It's normal. Don't worry about
It's
it.
normal. Yeah.
Why doesn't my dragon have a retaliation attack?
I don't know. It
Slowed.
canceled its own
Slowed.
reality. Oh, yeah. That makes more sense.
Oh, great. The swamp once again fucking me. Okay.
I don't think the swamp gave you the slowed. I think it came
no,
from...
it comes from the water. Water's slow and he's standing in water.
Oh,
Gotcha.
yep, that got you.
That was supposed to happen earlier.
All right. Well, we just watched a Slither kill a dragon.
Yeah.
That is wild. Yeah, wet for 3 turns, slowing. No, that wasn't what added the slowed. Where did the slowed come from? Oh, it was. I'm sure it was off of.
Like
Yeah,
that,
it was off of this.
yeah,
It's off
like
of
that,
venomous smite. Yeah, it was. It wasn't off of the water. Water is slowing, but doesn't add the slowed effect. But all of WinSlaya's skirmishers have the Mark of Inquisition, which means they have like a 30% chance of inflicting like 15 different status effects, and one of them is slowed. So he probably just slowed you with one of those attacks, and then peeled off that.
I need to heal here. I need to start to put some pressure on these other guys, don't I?
Is he gonna be able to do another summon here? I don't know if he's gonna be able to do another summon here. I don't think he has the time left on those animists. And he certainly doesn't seem. It doesn't seem like WinSlaya has the casting points. Did WinSlaya get to actually use Overchannel? He did. Okay, good. So I think right now Hideous Stench is probably a little too expensive. If you're gonna use Hideous Stench, the time that I had the best experience with it was with Barbarians, but that was on the past patch. And I imagine now if you're gonna use Hideous Stench, it's probably best either on Barbarians or on High. But if you're gonna do it with High, then like you need to respect that your front line is gonna be like meaningfully squishier than it is normally. That's the biggest problem with Hideous Stench. It's not that it adds it's not that it doesn't add durability, it's that it doesn't add durability and it costs 3 points. And so you need a lot of durability and survivability coming from other pieces that you're going to have access to, or just like some kind of offensive package, especially if you're looking at auto resolve, an offensive package that the AI can understand and use proactively. Because if you can do like a bunch of damage really quickly and remove a whole lot of models and stuff like that, that can actually be really productive for you. But like here, the Mystics did not bring Hideous Stench, and the Primals did, and I don't think the Primals got any real extra value out of the Hideous Stench. Like, even with Starblades, I don't know how much extra damage WinSlaya was actually capable of doing with that. I think the Diseased itself was probably enough. Oh, well, he's got a big stun here, maybe. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. But I think if you're going to use Hideous Stench, then you need a combination of a couple of things. In addition to the durability problem, you also need something that's going to give you like crowd control and ways to slow the game down, because you need ways to actually use the status resistance as more than just like a damage buff. You're getting plenty of extra damage off of the -2 resistance on all enemies that aren't stinky next to you. But the -2 status resistance opens up the door for people to do like extra frozen or extra stuns off of warriors, or extra taunts off of anvil guards. I think they're pretty reasonable there too. Unsurprisingly, Hideous Stench is like the least offensive on the cultures and the builds that I think that are generally the strongest, because they aren't gonna hold you back as much. And then if you want to play around with like the cultures that aren't as strong, I think most of those do not want to be using the traits that aren't as powerful, because there aren't as many of those like positive synergies as you'd expect.
Just for you, it's intentional.
But yeah, I think as long as you can use both halves of it, and you can fill in for the problems that you're spending 3 points on something that isn't going to keep any of your troops alive, then it can be pretty good.
Something here.
Or at least inoffensive. It can be inoffensive.
Something useful, and he can.
WinSlaya does not have his restore there, and he already used this other hero, so he can't unfreeze these primal chargers. So now it looks like WinSlaya is just trying to like stick down on the Spellbreaker. I don't even know if you should attack here, honestly, because now with the lack of Mana Unchained, you see that the melee strike on his Gaudier sword has gone from like 15 bazillion damage with so many little pips of lots of different things to 6. I'm gonna hit you for 6. Yeah. Mana Unchained is a very powerful ability. Very, very powerful ability. But unfortunately, once it starts to go away, your damage output drops really fast. It's really crazy, actually, like how quickly that dropped. That is bananas. Yeah, if you're using it on a high Naga build, like I don't think you need it. I think if you're trying to use it on high, I would recommend using it with like cryomancy. That's very powerful in terms of utilizing that. Terraform or transmutation is very powerful in terms of utilizing that. I think anything that actually you could probably make a good argument for trying to use it on primals, because there are a couple of interesting things that you can do in terms of the status resistances. Like Glacial Mammoth also sounds like it would use it pretty well. But like if you're just looking for the added damage side and not the status resistance side, then there's no way that it's worth it. And even if you're using those other two sides, like you need to respect your front line a lot. And I think I can get there. It's just a little trickier. I think it's really interesting when WinSlaya to like see how much damage your guys were dealing, and then all of a sudden Starblades went off, and like that was really stark. That was incredible how fast the damage dropped.
Which Starblades you're talking about right at the beginning when he
like,
removed the Starblades?
No, this last turn when you were moving your guys around, like your ruler, when you walked it over to the Spellbreaker.
Yeah.
Like last turn,
like no
the turn before that, it was like 0 damage. The turn before that, had you been able to take that hit, it would have probably dealt like 20 or something like that, and there it was 6. Because once the Mana Unchained goes off, then the damage doesn't do as much.
Oh, leave him alone.
But yeah, I think if you're Gutsend, if you're trying like an Order Naga build,
you're gonna get
I think you're probably gonna do fine without Hideous Stench. I would probably recommend against a special horse as well if you're trying to do that. I don't know, like what time are we at now? We're at 2:15. I could potentially do a game after this, but it might also be like, depending on who else is out here, it might be time for me to see if Eileen wants to meet up for Pokemon stuff. Because it is a big Pokemon thing going on today.
Nice.
So, Rizzacrix, this is a fight between WinSlaya and Ninjew right now, and it looks like...
Get to charge?
You're
so kind.
It looks like Ninjew is about to put WinSlaya away. It was a really interesting fight, very back and forth. The Ninjew brought Draconian transformation on his guys, which meant that of course all of his units were capable of doing regeneration on their own. WinSlaya started the fight by doing a lot of damage to Ninjew's core of Arcanists with a Blizzard or a Burden of Guilt, but then WinSlaya like moved a bunch of his skirmisher units in like straight up this way to try to start taking shots at Ninjew's forces, and then Ninjew just like tore a lot of WinSlaya's skirmishers apart with firebombs, and then the pressure from WinSlaya on the right did take care of all of Ninjew's Phantasm Warriors, but it chewed through those Phantasm Warriors slower than Ninjew chewed through a lot of his skirmishers, a lot of WinSlaya's skirmishers out here.
Oh no, my elemental. I might lose this.
What?
Yeah, so does WinSlaya...
The battle? No.
Yeah. No.
How?
You got me.
How?
Well, let's see how this turn goes out.
I don't think so.
He could do a cleaving charge. Like, this could be a lot of damage to drop in right there.
Don't say that.
But Without a buff on this primal charger, I think he's gonna have some issues. Yeah, no problem.
yeah.
Like it's been a really interesting fight so far,
guess
and so
I have
definitely
both my
like
animus and
worth
stuff. They can't
looking at if
summon
you have an
right
hour
now.
and a half. But if you don't, that's
mean,
the 3-minute version
I
of
need to
it.
hop behind your guys and clear out those animus. And
I think if
with
WinSlaya had
that
executed a
should be-
flank with a bunch of his skirmishers, because he
shouldn't be too
like
bad.
you can see that there's just tons and tons of
just
damage on
scream out
Ninjew's
that.
guys. Like a lot of these Arcanists
Dude,
could
you have
chuck
won this.
fire bombs down, and that's
How?
exactly what he did.
Wait, how?
But if WinSlaya had moved his slithers through the
Let's see if you
ocean,
can figure
through the
it
swamp
out.
back here,
I'm
and then
excited.
dropped in
I
behind
have
them,
a
I think he might have been able to
seduction. Oh, I
win.
can kill that
Because
guy right
the
there.
damage output on
What?
the skirmishers when they had
do a
Mana
lot of shit,
Unchained
dude.
was insane.
No, I don't think.
And
you can
even
see
without
what my
Mana
Primal
Unchained, you can
Charger
see
has
how much
access
damage these
to,
guys do
'cause
against
you
that.
can't
It's
get
a
the
lot.
access point to hit 3. You can only hit 2 units. Is that what you're like talking about?
No. Who cares? Doesn't matter. I didn't even consider his AoE. Are you shitting me? No. No,
What is-
absolutely not.
How? I'm so
Are you
confused.
serious, man?
I'm serious. Yes. I see. I
Okay,
can kill a
Go play
unit.
through your turn. Go play through your turn.
You're gonna have to tell me what I'm missing here, because I'm not seeing it.
Walker, you see what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I know what I would do in this situation. I
Kill a unit and jump on top. I don't know, man. And then I kill this, and then I don't ever get any good value out of my units again. What, you think I seduce something for 100%? Is there 100%
No.
seduction?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm only thinking about basic attacks, my man. Oh, well, not exactly true, but
Alright.
I think
This
WinSlaya
works.
can do some disruption here against those
If
battle
I make a
mages, because
mistake here,
this
which
is
I'm pretty
very
sure
very
going
weak. So
to.
can he? Yes, he could kill this
don't
battle
know.
mage, for instance,
Oh, I
with
have a
his own
stun.
guy, then drop in
No, that's
with
not
the
how I
the
win.
primal lunge into this area.
I
If he could kill this
There's,
Arcanist
like,
and then drop
one
in there, that would
mildly
be
clever thing you need
perfection.
to do
But
here.
I don't think he's got that. I
Was
think
that
yeah,
not it?
I think that's the best.
that's what I would have done.
Okay,
Yep.
good.
Yep.
And
Glad-
then I
glad
need
we're
to
all in
place
agreement here.
myself, around probably that
So
damage
WinSlaya
dealer
could drop
there.
in here and do
Okay.
the primal lunge
seeing
on
it.
those guys.
How am I
I
not
don't know if
seeing
it's
it?
worth
yet.
it versus here. I think that's
WinSlaya,
probably a much
come
better
on.
much
This
better
is
lunge.
21 damage. This is not enough to kill there.
You're not gonna win this turn, but
I know. I need to get my guys into position to be annoying to you, right? Is that what you're saying?
buddy, if you can't figure this one out, I can't help you. It's over, man.
I need to.
I think
deny
WinSlaya
your
might be
ranged
overlooking
guys
the fact that
their
he can
attacks,
walk
and I
his
think it's this
Ancestral
guy
Warden
here. Oh,
first.
I think I see it.
So I think
Yeah, I
what
I see it.
Ninjew sees, which is what
I
I
hope
definitely
this
see,
is
is
it.
walk the
This-
Ancestral
Maybe
Warden
there's some
here,
clever
and
spell
and then
casting
lunge
you can do on
behind
that,
the
yeah,
Spellbreaker. Because if he can lunge behind the Spellbreaker, he
I need
will
to-
still get
I
the
can't
Cavalry
hop
Slayer
when I'm
extra damage, and he'll be entered into defense mode like
after
right
eating
here,
a
which is a
corpse.
really big deal in terms of generating
go get a
damage against
corpse
important
over
things.
here.
And then he should be able to follow it up by smashing the Spellbreaker, and then maybe even shooting that.
I'm trying to decide if I need to hop next to that Arcanist or just block your
This
heroes.
is-
That's the thing for me right now.
I think you didn't want to move that way. I think you want to move this way so he
can't
could have the
decide.
reach. 1, 2, 3,
That's
4.
tough.
Yeah, I think he needed.
That's
Oh,
not the
oh.
choice I would have made.
Okay, good. I knew I was making mistakes here. God damn it!
So just so you know, you can use Primal Lunge from like inside zone of control.
Mm.
So you could have
You
walked
didn't
there.
need to, but, like, yeah, you totally could have.
You could have walked there
Oh,
and
I
then
should have
jumped.
lunged. Oh, I see where the lunge position is that I should have. Damn
Yeah.
it.
Whoops.
Okay, that's really upsetting.
Oh, I thought you were just gonna use it to block my Arcanist and my my other hero.
Spellbreaker and hero.
He could
Yeah,
have done that too.
yeah.
I think he could. What I would have done is walk to there and then jump behind the Spellbreaker next to all three of those guys.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's
the
what I
Primal
was
Lunge
just
should
seeing
be
now.
a lot of
After
damage.
After I took the attack, that's immediately what I thought. I was like, oh crap, why didn't I do
Yeah.
that?
Whoops.
He does have the slip away, which means he gets to avoid attacks of opportunity on him.
So can WinSlaya,
I think I'd like to actually
without
just kill
being able to
that
pin
unit.
down
Kill
without
that
being able to
unit
pin
if
down
he
those
can.
the spellbreakers, can he still pull this off? Because he does have a huge advantage in terms of
Then
melee
he
stuff,
kills the center.
and that is not an insurmount. That's not nothing actually. That's pretty
I don't
meaningful.
see where I want.
I don't
This is
think
only
you can really
15.
use
That's not
just
good
like
enough, is it?
shooting from the
Just
outside
barely,
though. He
just
has to
barely
get
not
he has to get folks
Oh, I
into
hate when that
melee
happens.
range. Yeah, he's got to do it. I think he's got to do it. Can he kill this spell shield? The spell shield is currently diseased and at Starblades 3, so maybe he could do some extra damage by using this Animist here, looping around here, shooting at the spell shield, and then attacking with the
A bit of AoE.
with a Slither Hatchling. But he needs to put something
You
on
make
those
it
guys
tough on
because he
me.
didn't get the Ancestral Warden in.
Off on you.
I can't.
Well, I was just
I
telling
can't
you about how I
decide.
thought you could win this turn.
I know. And now I feel like I can't, because like I'm not seeing the way to finish these guys here. Oh my god, make a decision, WinSlaya. This is the wrong one, but I'm doing it because
He's doing it. WinSlaya is falling on his sword.
You see, the trick to beating holy
Oh.
shit. Okay, well, whatever.
Yeah.
Trick to beating WinSlaya is to tell him that he can win, so he panics himself into a corner.
Yeah.
That kill. That should have
Yeah.
killed. I thought the display said it was gonna kill. I hate when the game lies to me.
Okay, so WinSlaya opted not to place anybody adjacent to that Spellbreaker.
WinSlaya. WinSlaya.
I made
Why
a
didn't you
mistake.
zone of control block as many of my casters as you could?
Yep,
I-
that is the question. That is indeed the question, Ninjew. Uh-oh.
Why'd you kill this dude off to the side who was gonna spend the next turn doing nothing?
I don't know, man. I don't
Your
know
chargers
anymore.
could have leapt on my actual backline, and it
I know.
redirected and went in
know.
entirely the other direction.
I know,
Engage
Yep.
my front line.
I want to redo this turn.
Can
Can
we revert because WinSlaya's brain got taken over by a machine intelligence that wanted him to lose? Can we do that?
Yes.
Yes.
We'll see what happens here. But I think you're right. I probably just lost this for myself.
To be fair,
Why can't
although
stun
I think
from
that
these-
was like the
these-
stronger line for you to like use the Ancestral Warden and jump back there and do a bunch of damage to the Spellbreaker, I'm not
I needed to
100%
get on
sure
that.
that would have actually won it for you, just because
Oh,
of the
it
ability
totally
for
would.
firebombs to use in zone of control.
That's not the fire bombs don't do that much damage right now.
They don't do that much damage, but now WinSlaya is like starting to run out of pieces to the point
Yeah.
where you wouldn't be using the firebomb on the Ancestral Warden. You'd be using it on like the animists that are hanging out in the back and the entwined thralls and
I don't-
stuff. And then
Animus aren't
if
doing
he's only
shit
got
right,
like
though. That doesn't
Huh?
matter. What matters is I need to kill this Ancestral Warden before it starts obliterating my units once a turn.
yeah, well, it's only got 3
What are these
resistance.
Animus gonna do? They do
It's only
like,
got 3
what?
resistance. Like you can chew through that pretty quickly.
Yeah, not if my units can't attack, but now that they can because he didn't put his dealer units next to him, I totally can kill this Ancestral Warden. I'm
Yeah.
fighting on it even.
Yep.
Good.
He wanted you to feel like you were not letting auto resolve down. That's what WinSlaya was doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kill him. I think you played well. You deserve the victory. Alright.
So bleeding is going to be getting WinSlaya on that side. That's pretty rough. Yeah. Yep, that's it. He's just gonna get wrecked
Oh,
by
thank you. Alright, here we go.
Yeah,
by
there it is.
AoE
This is
tools.
gonna be
Let's see where
Oh,
this
you got a
goes.
crit?
There. Yep, 27. Oh my god, that was a tier 1
Oh.
unit.
Right.
Tier 1
that.
unit.
Yeah, you did
Wow.
do that.
Holy cow.
Well, at least I still get to do this.
Yeah, this is a perfectly reasonable opportunity to just drop in a firebomb.
Wait, did this steadfast? Oh, that's not steadfast. That's the other unit. Got it. Well, I have 5 pieces, so huzzah.
It's true. You have 5 pieces. I'm glad you can count.
Me too. It's an advantage.
Yep. That's that looks like it should be a pretty done fight from here.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you lost a figure there. That was worth it. That was definitely worth it for you.
Yeah, I call that worth it for me, sure.
Alright, let's see. From here, we're gonna try and...
It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, what does WinSlaya have left?
Oh, I could totally try and seduce right here. Pretty funny.
Can WinSlaya do enough with that cleaving charge?
Now, time for the
Because he
seduction
actually
time.
does have options for corpse eating
Now
here
time
that
for
could
the
give him a
seduction
unit
time.
back
That's-
onto the Primal
that's what
Charger,
I say.
and then WinSlaya could drop in here and use a
I
cleaving
don't
charge on
see
all
how.
3 of those. That's not as impressive as trying to use the Primal Lunge, but it's
Looking
not
at
bad,
myself in
especially
the
if you can
mirror,
get mana
adjusting my bow tie,
Unchained
saying,
onto
"Now
it.
it's time for the
That could
seduction time."
actually be a lot of damage. I'm curious
As
if
you
what
should.
that looks like actually in comparison to something like Seduce. Because he could do that here, like pull that Slither into the swamp and pull this Animist into the swamp, and then do a mana unchained on all of those, and then he gets a lot of extra damage off of
Then he
this
can't
charge, and
do much
hopefully
on the
enough off of the Slither that it's worth it. I mean, at least he's still in positive morale, so like things are not likely to just be fumbling randomly.
make it so my
Right
guy
now it's
gets locked into
15
position and
plus
make that
20,
decision.
so it's 1, 2, so he's gonna get plus
from this
40%
position.
damage on that.
Actually,
Right now
I
it's
can like that,
15,
block.
so yeah, if he were to get that mana unchained, then that would actually be a really big chunk of damage coming in on those guys, especially the ones that are wet. But we shall see.
Actually, would
We
you
shall
want
see.
attacks from this guy too, if I'm next to you there.
Given that this hero though is at low morale, I would not bother shooting with it. I would definitely use either Seduce here or the Mana Unchained ability. Either one is way more value potentially than just using a Spirit Bolts attack.
Do it like
If he fumbles the Spirit Bolts, it's apocalyptically bad. So is this guy just
oh
what?
fuck! I can't undo that. No, no.
What are you doing?
No, I had a seduction that I want there.
But you got wet because you walked into terrain and now you can't undo.
Yeah.
I don't even think that seduction was necessarily the right thing to do there. Like, depends on how much.
Not time for the seduction time.
Yeah.
I failed the seduction.
Yes.
God, that's so annoying.
He can quick stab, I guess.
WinSlaya
Oh
looking at
no.
himself in the mirror, adjusting his hair, saying,
Wait,
"It's time
WinSlaya!
for the seduction
Oh my
time,"
God!
Walking out his door and immediately tripping and falling into a mud puddle.
So WinSlaya, just as a point of learning, if you'd used corpse eating off of your your primal guy before moving it, you would have gotten a model back, and then you would be doing more damage.
Yes, I should have done that. Why? Why is this happening?
It's 3 a.m. where you are, right? You
Yeah,
woke
so
up in the
that-
middle of the night to bring us this this joy and entertainment.
Let me get my Slither poisonous for fun. No, let's not do that.
Hello, Loki. Hello, spooky boy. Oh yeah. Yeah, that was a pretty reasonable amount of damage, but with an extra model and Mana Unchained on there, I think you could have gotten a lot more value. Yeah, WinSlaya's IRL morale is breaking. You were absolutely right, Maya.
Really.
To be fair, I think WinSlaya probably has been morale breaking for the last couple of rounds. Actually, like once he felt
Oh, well.
once WinSlaya feels like he can't win in one of these fights with Ninjew, he usually throws in the towel pretty quickly.
Oh, you get Draconic Rage from that? Nice. That's what I meant to do.
Yeah. Let's go.
Oh, and I could have healed before doing my charge. Damn it!
The Draconic Rage ability is, like, cool, but obviously a lot more useful for single model entities. On multi-model entities, like these Spellbreakers here on, like, regular wolves rather than elephants, it's actually not that useful, because the Draconic Rage is mostly just offsetting the damage loss from losing models on this Cosmic Bolts. Like, you can see that Spellbreaker is only doing 6/6/4 as opposed to the 7/7/7 that they're used to on the... Oh, actually, they start with 7/7/7 on their start purge, but they're already down, and as more of these die, they will lose damage output. But if you have single model entities like your heroes or people riding on elephants, then Draconic Rage can do a lot.
Super dumb. Please put that on WinSlaya's gravestone.
I gotta say, Ninjew, this is a really interesting build, though. Like, I kind of want to see what happens if somebody takes Draconic Rage and Elephant Mounts, because that looks like it would be really scary.
I was really hoping that would let my dude continue to attack, but I guess not.
Yeah.
Too bad.
All you gotta do is kill my other guys, and then you can.
It's got 1, 2... Oh my god, WinSlaya is keeping that Ancestral Warden going. Keeping it going. Yep. All right. There it goes. the Primal Charger got in one big attack and then got Keeper's Mark.
Keeper's Mark.
So happy for you and your Keeper's Mark.
Me too.
Oh, I should have moved my guy an extra. Right.
Yeah. Whatever. You're winning this.
I would not say that necessarily, but I do get to do this though.
Oh no! Leave him alone! He's my DPS!
No!
Yeah, you win this now. There's no way I come back from...
Yeah, it is over for WinSlaya. It is over. Even with the Oops All Stabs on Ninjew's side, it's not... I don't think he's got enough pieces to keep putting pressure on. You can see, like, this is not a melee piece. This is not a melee piece. This is a melee piece, but it is almost dead, and same with that. So, like, the ability there to actually pressure these guys down is pretty limited. I can't believe that Ninjew held on to a Mark of Invulnerability for that long into this fight, because they're on like turn 6 or 7 or something like that. Like, they're pretty far into this fight, and having 20 casting points that far in is very difficult to do. Your opponent usually requires you to use more faster than that. The Ancestral Warden is healing itself, as is the Primal Charger. That's good at maintaining some amount of zone of control. But because of the Keeper's Mark on the Primal Charger, it can't actually attack. I think WinSlaya had to make that attack happen. Can he help keep this guy alive anymore?
Okay.
Oh, bro, he could have used... Oh, man, he could have healed them before making that attack. And then maybe...
not the optimal move there.
Yeah, no, I know it wasn't.
You could have killed him with your Animist and then moved your guy 1 hex for a double shot.
Oh, you're right.
A more important unit. Maybe my other Arcanist even.
I'm also curious if he could have killed with just the spears alone, if he'd healed them with spiritual healing, because that would have given probably a model back.
Oh, yes. All so true.
Maybe. That was not as close to being dead as that usually requires, but if you're off by like 2 HP, then an extra model will definitely do it.
That'd be a 50% increase in its damage from what it is right now.
Yeah,
Well, it bottoms at 50% total if you only have one model left, and this is a more than single model entity, so he's not actually gonna get like 50% more damage per hit. It's gonna be a couple of damage per, but like a couple of damage on a multi-hit attack over and over again, it might have made a difference.
No!
Oh Oh my goodness. Yep,
Pretty
there it
alone.
goes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Pretty
yeah.
alone.
And now WinSlaya has no offensive pieces left. He's got a hero
here.
at minus 27 morale
Look at that.
and a support unit. Okay, yeah, that's...
Oh, no, wait, hold on. I accidentally
No.
down below
Don't kill me.
10% passing points, so I do have to do this. That's fine. Technically, I didn't break the rules, just pretend I did that in the other order.
Yeah, that's fine. Reasonable. Nice
Ooh,
close
actually-
fight, at least.
Who is he gonna... I assume he's gonna rip into this hero here. Yep.
My trap card is about to be activated.
Yeah. Come on, summon it out. Let's see what you can do.
I mean,
Nothing.
that's...
I mean, it's 54 damage.
54
That is
damage
quite a
is
lot,
not what I would
actually.
call nothing, but is it enough? That's a different question.
It actually
Well,
might
it's
be.
gonna be more after thrashing and disease, and then hopefully.
It's
No,
definitely
it's not enough.
gonna be
It's not
double the
enough.
damage. Nah, you got this, man.
Thanks, I'll try.
You're gonna.
I
turn
mean, if
that
he goes
54
goes in
into
with
one.
that and then moves
Aw,
this
I
hero
didn't. Sorry, good strike.
maybe here,
How could you?
is that gonna be enough? No, that is not gonna be enough.
Seduction time.
Oh, it's time for
Oh
seduction
my god,
time.
40%, 44% on a
44 versus
spellbreaker.
49.
I mean,
think I need to take the 44 then. On
I think he
better
does. I
unit.
think he does need to take the 44. Like, that's not a great chance, but if he makes it, then that actually might be enough here. Like, oh my god. A 44% chance to
Fine.
win
Go
the
to
fight.
side.
You cannot go to that Arcanist. You have to go to the Spellbreaker, WinSlaya. Please don't do this.
I don't think that kills enough.
Don't
Well,
do
you
this.
can try
Do
to
this.
dominate your hero, but I don't think that's worth it at this point. No.
Because if he does make that, then that's actually insane value for him. Because then he can go ahead and use the. Did he get it? Oh my God, WinSlaya, no!
It's mine now.
This is disgusting, kid.
I'm sorry. Do you have a way to get rid of that?
I mean, if he kills your hero,
Oh,
right?
no!
There
Yes,
then
he
there it
does
is.
have a way to get rid of it.
Could your Spellbreaker not? Did it come to you with one action point or with full?
Keeper's Mark doesn't work.
Oh
on
no!
heroes.
Oh no!
What? Are you getting it? What's happening here?
Oh, he's
What
fine.
happened on Fool? I
Ninjew's
missed
fine.
it.
Did you get the Spellbreaker with full actions or just as like one
only
AP
got
left?
Single
You have
action,
sync
nothing.
came with one.
Does this
Yeah.
work? No, it doesn't.
No,
Shit.
it won't.
Fuck
Nope.
yeah! Fuck
God
yeah!
damn it! No!
You-
No!
Ninjew, you could have magic missiled that guy.
No, I couldn't have because he's got an amulet. I'm not allowed to.
Yeah, we said he wasn't supposed to use.
Oh, he
Glad you
wasn't supposed to have
remembered
those wands.
could've
Oh my
done
God. Oh my
No,
God.
no. All these zone of controls are fucking me. This. Man.
One-
Perfect
Man.
seduction
Yeah,
time.
he got
You're
it.
all hating on my seduction.
I cannot believe this. I cannot believe this. WinSlaya,
Hold on.
I want you to know. I want you to know that I am amazed. I am amazed. You had
me
thrown
still
in the
I'll
towel.
still lose.
You had thrown in the towel.
Alright, let's see.
Oh, almost can kill with your own unit.
Oh my
Almost
God.
can, but I just barely stopped you.
Yep.
And that's gonna be the extra action economy I need.
Yep. It is actually, I think. Just kill this guy here.
And he even has enough healing to heal his own hero here, or to heal that dominating hero here. And then that's 51 damage. I mean, he has to heal here. Like, you don't heal that character, you're doing something wrong.
I don't think that matters, but
Can he kill this thing with?
I need all of this.
Just a
damage
quick
to
stab?
go through 10 damage means
I think he could just kill with a quick stab there. I think he just runs the Hanta, the astute here, stabs the Arcanist, and then heals Hanta with spiritual healing. Bro, if you graze this, all right. Like if you just, I think standing in this would have been a lot safer than standing in the wet. But because he really does need to keep that thing alive.
I don't know. I probably made a mistake. You're right.
Can he?
Can
I don't know if
save
he can.
this 1 HP hero? Let's find out.
Yeah, I know you're right. Actually, he's
got some
probably
options.
pretty dead, isn't he?
Do your best, buddy.
Wait, if I stand in
You
such a
have
place that makes
one
your...
action. He's got one guy.
then maybe
To be
you
fair-
can't get into position. But I don't
To be
want to
fair,
risk this too much. What's up? I shouldn't...
You are wet, right? So burning doesn't happen.
see. How much damage?
This
did you
is
do?
a
36?
Fire Blast.
Yeah,
This is Hindering Blizzard. So the fact that this hero is wet, it's definitely gonna get
Nice
obliterated by
flash.
the Hindering Blizzard.
19.
Did he use the Blizzard or
I go
not?
there and I
think
heal
he's-
my guy.
I think he's on
can't
Blizzard
heal
with
while
this
I'm in
with this
control,
guy.
can I? Yeah. Yeah, I actually think I may not have necessarily won here, but it's closer because of this whole situation. Yeah, why did I do that in that order? That was dumb. I had this.
I think you wanted to move your hero into the bushes to just kill that thing with a quick stab, because then you'd be
Yeah.
like outside of
Protected
zone.
at least
You
a
protected in
little.
the thing, and you wouldn't be wet because you weren't wet at that point.
If I
Right.
go next to you, you'd have to take like some weird shots to get into position, I think. Can I block you with my zone of control here? Not really, actually. You're still gonna get like a very high % chance shot here.
Yeah, if he does that, he at the very least
Or do you?
does prevent the opponent from being
45.
able to take easy shots.
Your guy has 2 marked on him. I'm gonna tell you that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he's probably about to get marked some more. Alright, well I guess I have to block this guy here. It's fine.
Is that enough? Is that enough? We will see.
End turn.
It's just a 45% shot.
Come on, dice rolls. No, that
You are-
you're gonna get this. I know you will.
You
This
are
is-
shooting through
'Cause-
2 units right now, so
But he is also he only needs a
Yeah,
graze.
that's it.
Any
Yeah.
even that would do it. Yep.
A graze, a crit, enough, anything. It's worth putting my guy in that position. I think. After
I think
made
you
the
could
mistake
have-
with the hero.
I think you could have kept him alive with the hero if you'd moved into the bushes and then healed him.
I think, like, if you had just healed him, he wouldn't have lived, right? Because
Did he have
had
access
7
to Hindering Blizzard? If he had access to Hindering
yeah.
Blizzard, then he was definitely dead.
I had
Yeah.
access to Hindering Blizzard.
And
Yeah.
to be honest, I kind of forgot that we said the limit on the things I'm not sure was happening that at that point either.
But if-
hold
if-
on, I cheated. 0 out of 100 combat casting points. Whoops.
I win.
Oh no!
I
Yeah,
win.
The,
red card.
shield on my
Alright.
Arcanist, which made me take an extra unit action.
Oh yeah, then I think I win in my books.
I'm
That was
not
fun, though.
sure because you have trouble killing my dude, but I guess we won't know now.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
that's a really silly rule to limit miscellaneous in that way.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
we
don't think
could
miscellaneous
we
needs
could look into
limitation.
it, but frankly, like it hasn't been a big problem. I think miscellaneous is very powerful. Hindering Blizzard and the wand of undead raising in a universe where you have access to Bone Dragon are pretty good. And you're not sacrificing like enormously powerful effects. Like the biggest thing you're missing out is probably like on tier 2 you get access to Noble Aegis and Lightning Sword and Giant's Bane on the weapons. And those are all really good. But like you're not being asked to sacrifice excessive force. You're being asked to sacrifice a lightning sword. in a wand of hindering blizzard against a lightning sword is a much more reasonable lineup.
That was really fun, Ninjew.
That was
Really
crazy.
fun.
Mistakes were made.
Look at that battle. Look at that battle that they just had here. Good lord. That was so close too.
Please
WinSlaya
title
could
the
have
video
won that
that
had
you
he
upload,
had
just
he
all caps
played a
seduction
couple of
time.
different turns like
Nothing
really
else.
really differently.
That's it. Sure, why
But,
not?
but you know that's skirmish
I
mod
think-
here.
I think we
When it comes to
probably
Age of Wonders
had,
4, we're only
I'm
gonna do
pretty
this about
sure
once a
I
week
don't
probably.
know what Walker was thinking, but I think I'll wrap up my stream here.
Yeah, I think
Alright.
I'm gonna wrap up my stream and go catch some Mewtwo. But like tomorrow we're doing the thing with Bad Wolf and Garacian, right? And with and Zombie.
Yeah.
Everyone signed up for that.
Well,
Yeah.
we should just double check and confirm. But my thoughts on that was basically Garacian and Zombie are very consistent. They should be there.
Yeah.
We should double check just to be sure. But Bad Wolf was the one that I was not so sure about until recently, and then he said that he's around. So
Yeah. I am consistent. I just tell people when I'm not gonna be available. So
yeah, like
Yeah.
tomorrow's good, right?
yeah, tomorrow is
great.
great. Easter. I'm fine. I have
Yeah.
nothing planned.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I'm not coming over, so we'll see how long I can actually go. But we'll do our island map.
I think that one doesn't have like
So-
a definite end to it. If I remember where we are, we're all just kind of like wandering around, but we can get into some interesting fights at least. Hopefully.
Yeah, we had some desync issues last time, right? I
Yeah,
don't
but
remember.
Yeah.
Hopefully, just because it's an older save, that isn't an issue. But we'll see. If it is, then we'll just start like a new map or something like that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did showcase the power of Primals though, because me and Zombie got into a fight like on turn 7, 8 something. Like we
Yeah.
got into a fight really early with both our rulers.
Yeah, and killed both of each other's rulers off. That was pretty funny. But yeah, we're gonna be
That
picking up the
sucked, like,
perfectionist
both
dark
of us got
artisans,
nothing
like
out of that fight.
dark eagle riders run
Just posture.
tomorrow is what it
Well,
sounds
see,
like, and hopefully trying to play it out
Zombies
towards
used
the
to be next
end.
to me. All he has to do
Because
is hit.
that was a fun little empire that we had going, and
Alright,
I think
well,
we
I'm
haven't
heading
seen
out then
quite
if we're
the
not
end
doing
of that
work.
one.
See you guys later.
That'll probably be the last
Yeah.
stream that we do with it
Yeah.
tomorrow. But
head out too.
we're gonna keep this going for now. All right, that's Walker. Take care.